Intro. Today I'll be giving another update on the Hasan dog situation. The community has now labeled it as CollarGate, I guess because of, Watergate and stuff like that, Pizzagate, like political stuff or like near political stuff that, kind of gets called X-Gate for whatever reason, like subject gate. Anyway, this was originally supposed to be a part of my iDubbbz video, but there was so much to go over, which I was really surprised about, that I decided to just go ahead and make it its own separate video. And it's also kind of nice being a little bit more consistent with videos, and I'm actually making this the day, or like, I'll be like not adding anything else the day I upload the iDubbbz videos, so hopefully I won't be too far behind. This will also hopefully just be a part of the next iDubbbz video. But I get more into like how absurd, like how long the situation has lasted and everything. If you don't know about Hasan, or if you don't know what's going on with, or who any of these people are, make sure to check out my last video on Hasan at least. Then you can check out the iDubbbz playlist. The other Hasan video is actually in the iDubbbz playlist since, he wants to be him so bad. If you like videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe as I make videos on lolcows, internet dramas, and more. I have a few playlists on my channel. There are ongoing series, like multiple of them, about people like that, like creeps, internet dramas, and stuff like that. So make sure to follow my Twitter as well, is linked in the description below. And with all that said, CollarGate Censorship. To start this video, I want to talk about how a subreddit known for talking about live stream dramas, and it's been around for a long time, talks about live stream dramas and stuff around that, has now openly censored the entire topic on their platform. There's a subreddit called r/livestreamfails. It has been around for a while, and it is a place that mainly talks about, streamer dramas and stuff around that, but with the whole CollarGate situation, they have now been taking down posts about this topic. There's a couple screenshots showing that posts have been removed. It's also called LSF, by the way, so whenever you hear people in the clip say LSF, or you hear or see the letters LSF, they're talking about this subreddit. But they say LSF mods are now being called out for removing the viral CollarGate clip over, quote, speculation. I'm guessing it's one of their rules. And someone says, evidence was actively suppressed. I won't be silenced. Thank you for your attention to this matter. There was also another LSF mod team was reported to be banning the word Hasan in their subreddit and not have been allowing any posts with his name to go through. And users of this subreddit found a way around it for now by using titles such as, quote, LA-based streamer and, quote, famous streamer and etc. In replacing of his name, which is kind of insane. Apparently the Hasan clip is actually one of the top 3 posts of all time as well on the subreddit. Here's the clip of Asmongold talking about that.
Let's look at the high score. This might actually be the high score thread of all time for LSF. So we're going to look at the top, this is the top ones right here, and this is of all time. It does have the most comments. It does. This already has 10,000 comments. And if you look at all these other ones here, 1.7, 5.3, 2.3, 600, 2.6, 3.4, 2.2, 1.4, 2.6, Dr. Disrespect, 1.6, 700, 1,000, 5.5. That's pretty close, but it's not there. I remember I watched this, bro. This was nuts. And yeah, look at all of these, 1.6, etc. So you've got all of these. It actually does look like this is the most controversial statement that's most controversial thing that's ever happened on LSF. This made my day. I mean, it's certainly it's certainly an interesting day. I'll definitely tell you that. I mean, it's a whole lot.
It's kind of insane how big the situation is and that they want to kind of, suppress it. But the subreddit also took down a clip from the H3 podcast, possibly exposing that Hasan and Valkyrie, another streamer that is a woman who we'll get more into later, are actually in a relationship, and here's that.
Keeps his girlfriend a secret.
Right.
You know why, right? And I know this. I'll just spill the beans. I don't care at all about him. That's his decision. I asked. I said, why do you keep your relationship with Valkyrie a secret? Who cares? Just you guys are dating, be together.
Because let me guess.
And it was his decision, because he says he doesn't want people harassing her. It's like, I'm like, she's already a huge.
I can guess why.
Internet personality.
He likes everybody dreaming of being with him.
That's obviously why, and that's why women do it too.
Which I wonder if it's true or not, or why. Like, I hate whenever people are saying stuff. Hasan has done this a lot, but with like way more like worse things to say towards someone. Like, people will be saying stuff, but there won't be proof. And I wonder what Ethan Klein's proof is against, Hasan and Valkyrie being together. Which I wonder if this is true. Like, why are they doing this? Why are they taking down posts talking about the topic, especially since it's one of the most popular, topics on that forum? I mean, people probably aren't really getting paid to be the Reddit mods anyway, but still. I've never frequented this subreddit, so I don't know if they are biased for Hasan or what, but it seems like they kind of are. It can go down for biasness, or, the reasons that they are taking this stuff down could go towards that, could go towards the fear of the community or posting getting too toxic, which is pretty fair because Hasan, you will see multiple times, be called the most toxic fan base. I will even say it later in this video. Or maybe some of the posts were out of line and maybe against the rules, but whenever they are deleted, we don't know who posted it, what the post originally was, or anything like that, so it's hard to say. If you all know, let me know in the comments if they are biased or not. But if you are a subreddit talking about other streamers, you shouldn't be censoring certain names and certain topics because, well, I mean, that's the whole point of talking there. Although there are other Reddits to talk about specifically stuff against or for Hasan, this is one of those bigger platforms. Hasan Defenders. One major claim from Hasan during this situation is that people are not speaking up about this for him, the people around him, his colleagues or whatever. They're not speaking up for him. And there are two certain clips of him saying this, and here they are.
My own personal experience with this stuff, as a person who is the recipient of it for the last 2 years, with all of my colleagues standing idly by and not even letting out a peep, okay? Not even once letting out a peep for a position that I maintained, a position that is now the majority position, a position that colleagues of mine that were silent about out of fear that they would be yelled at, that they now can openly declare they're in support of, okay? Not once did a single turn around and go, Twitch or... That seems like a little crazy that you just have a bunch of Arab Muslim content creators and you're comparing them. This doesn't seem like a fun game. This seems pretty racist, as a matter of fact. Okay? And not a single person spoke out on it. And to this day, they do not. And they never will. And I just ate it every day, knowing full well that if you bring it up and you say, hey, this is kind of up, they'll make a larger conversation about it. Okay? Other content creators have called for my deportation, consistently called me, laughed about it like jokes. Not a peep from anybody. Okay? Not a peep from anyone. This is how attitudes continue to thrive. Okay? And at a certain point, you got to stand up for yourself. So I'm proud that Zoran's doing this. It's really sad because even streamers I thought you were friends with are saying you 100% did this. Who? Moist Critical? Is that who you're talking about? With the exception of him, I don't think any streamers are either legitimately terrified. Streamers are either legitimately terrified of saying something, or all of the people that have been around, all the people that have been around me are or have been around Kaya and myself are looking at this being this is the most insane thing of all time. They keep texting me being like, Dean So Cool did today. Wait, what did he say? I mean, whatever. It doesn't matter. It is what it is. It's also crazy knowing how much fundraising and charity you've done for local animal shelters. I know.
Hasan has tried to once again call people an ist or a phobe if you don't agree with them. To put it simple, the reason that people call Hasan a T-sided person, CTT on CSGO, is because of the multiple times of calling for political violence and interviewed and also defended T-sided actions and people in general. He's also being called a file because at the very least his association with Diddy, because I think in the past he talked about going to a Diddy party and stuff like that, or hanging out with them, which is low-key insane to think about because how deep rooted was Diddy for real. But he has X-rated photos from fans as well on his phone, and that's a slippery slope of its own because I don't really see many people that are adults watching Hasan. Anyone else feel that way? I feel like once you hit 20, you're probably ugh, I gotta go do something else. You know what I mean? There are live streamers, of course, that are kind of valid, but I feel like you get old enough to you're watching Hasan and you're just ugh, I need to go do something else. And now, of course, being a dog, a user, of course, because of the whole CollarGate situation. But why should people defend you just because they are associated with you, especially if they don't agree with you or think you are extreme? There are times where people staying silent is probably the best thing for you and way better than them saying anything, especially whenever people are in fear of talking against Hasan because of the harassment they would possibly receive, and even if they speak for him, I guess, in a way as well. But to be fair, defending this action is very bad, because if you talk against Hasan or for Hasan, there's going to be toxicity either way, but Hasan is known to have the most toxic community online, and he has had plenty of people defend him, so I don't understand why he is saying that no one has. And most of his orbiters and other random people have, and here's a screenshot of an example of someone defending him. This is random guy named NMPLOL, who'll be the black guy in the defending clip that I'm about to show after this screenshot. He says, "The Hasan obsession is wild. If I don't like them, I just mute and block. Imagine hating someone and then consuming every bit of media they put out." Some people do this, but not everyone. A lot of people, especially like me, they want to make the videos out of it. Also, I don't really hate anyone. I just wish everyone would do better. Like, that's just my response to stuff like this. But also, yeah, you can, of course, mute and block people, but whenever they do something so bad, they, again, diminish and downplay what Hasan did in this situation, and it's really stupid. You're just missing the point. A goalpost shifting, or whatever they call it. And here are also the clips of people defending him.
Oh yes, I have seen the Kaya stuff, and let me tell you, Kaya is, well, first of all, the clip did look horrible. The clip was really bad. It was so bad. And it's understandable why everyone was freaking out about it, but I can verify that Kaya is the most loved and spoiled and just the most well-trained and best little baby, or big baby, that I have ever been around and that I have ever seen. So, big baby. But yeah, it's kind of crazy. You would think that this kind of outrage, we would have seen it towards like the and stuff, but this priorities in this world are not where they should be. But alas, it's herd mentality. I mean, I think from the clip, it's understandable why people were very concerned. But just knowing Hasan and knowing like how I've been around Kaya a lot and him, and I just like know that he would never ever Kaya.
And then Hasan got canceled. For what? Or for Kaya? That's a disaster. I've been seeing that all over my timeline. But he cleared his name.
You want me to go and put a certain collar on my body and be like, this is wrong. This is it. Is that what you want me to do?
Dude, the whole shock collar thing was crazy.
It is. I couldn't even be on Twitter today. Every post was about the shock collar gate.
The way
shock gate.
Whenever I see you on Saturday, or actually no, I'll tell you, I'll text you later. I need to talk about certain people.
I already know who it is. I already know who it is, and I've already seen it.
And you already probably know what I'm gonna say.
I know exactly what you're gonna say.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I literally took a nap to like zone in because I was like, I literally could expose this person right now, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna go to bed.
Tell them.
No, don't
say it.
I would. I just hate people. But yeah, no, the collar gate is crazy.
It's so stupid.
What are your thoughts on shock collars?
I don't agree with them.
I don't
agree with them. But I understand why they're. I know why they exist. I would rather a shock collar than a prong collar. But they also make them that don't shock. They just vibrate.
It made me think of Jenna Marbles' pet dog. People are so annoying with drama.
I just know certain people actually their dog and they have like opinions about it, and I'm just like, you need to like relax.
I'm just like, I just think so many people are like just jumping on it, and I'm like, I don't know.
As someone who's bought a designer dog, you gotta flaunt. You gotta flaunt a designer dog. You have to.
Well,
yeah. So that's my feelings on Shockgate. I don't want to say anymore because I'm like, this is.
I don't either. Like
somebody comes over, it's like, oh, they there.
He literally debunked it. He showed the collar on stream. Like, what more can be done?
People are being like, he taped this area to hide something.
Oh, I care. So you've probably been asked too. People keep coming in our chat and they're
go
like,
to Austin's chat.
They go to poor rickety old Austin show who's barely getting up in the
why
morning.
are you hanging out with a dog? I would like to make it clear, I don't believe that Hasan is a dog.
No, I also
personally.
don't believe that either, because I bore witness to how you treat her, and you treat her much better than me. I tell you what.
Well, I will say.
I tell you what. If anything, everybody should be talking about me.
I agree.
To be fair,
I do. I will. I've been here many times. I've never seen. You don't have to take my word. I've never seen a shock.
No,
I have to admit that
I've never seen a shock.
why are you talking like this is a legal document
Hey,
where you're like,
Your Honor, I've
it's
never seen a
happened in my
zap.
presence. When I'm not around, he's probably shocking out of her.
He's probably zapping everybody,
No,
but
yeah,
I've never seen a zap.
Yeah.
I've stayed here. No.
I have to admit my household is split because Farley hates Kaya.
That's true.
So he was actually super psyched.
Farley finally likes me because he saw the videos and was like, oh, he's getting shot.
In
Hell
case
yeah.
you don't know, Farley's my dog who has little to no training and hates Kaya.
Yes, I saw the Hasan drama. It makes me want to go like this. People that want Hasan dead were like, he used a shot collar and he's his dog. Okay, there's a video of Kaya, Hasan's dog. She's sitting in her dog bed. Hasan's like ranting about something, and then Kaya gets up and he's like, Kaya, like lay down, like lay back down. And then Kaya yelps, like whatever, Kaya lays back down. The lengths that people are going to see, they're like editing his picture and turning up contrast where he showed the collar to be like, no, look, he put tape over it. As somebody who's met Kaya, because all these people on the internet, I'm like, I met that dog. That dog is like the sweetest dog ever, and she's like the happiest girl in the world. That dog is living lavish. Like, y'all wish you lived Kaya's life. Like, it's that dog is spoiled like a motherfucker. And then also to people who are like, well, he's on stream so long every day, and then the dog just has to lay there all day. I'm like, and what about y'all's dogs when y'all are at work? Like, he gets off the stream, I'm sure that he goes and does the dog. Like, why do we go so hard? Like the lengths that I've seen people go to try to prove this point. Do this with the Jeffrey Epstein files. Like, why are we like literally like I'm like why are we doing this? Like, come on, can we do this to something that's like important? Like. For those of you who don't know, I was a stripper and SCX worker for about 6 years.
You make me sick. At least speaking from my personal experience, because I've met Kaya, you know, and Hasan's a good friend of mine. I can tell you that dog is loved. Like,
oh yeah.
You know, regardless of what happened or didn't happen, I have no idea if it happened or not. But dogs that aren't loved don't act the way Kaya acts. Dogs that are mistreated and you know, that have abuse, they're not like well trained, like, you know, they act out. You know, like the dogs that are like, you know, chained in the yard all the time are the ones that be like, you know, biting people as they run by. But Kaya, on the other hand, like, you know, that, like, I remember I was sitting at Hasan's house a couple years ago, and, you know, this big old fluff ball just comes running down the stairs, you know, jumps on top of me, starts licking my face as if we were best friends forever, you know. So the dog's definitely, at least from what I've seen, is definitely well loved.
Save me, Nick.
You know,
save me.
maybe that's what it was.
Can I ask a question just as like I'll be devil's advocate
Yeah.
or not devil's advocate? I'll be the kind of outsider asking.
Mhm.
How does Kaya actually have to sit on that bed? Does she sit on that bed for hours during the streams? Like, is it?
I have no idea, because to be fair, I've been there and I was on a stream before for 8 hours, and I don't think Kaya was in there.
First of all, the product can't be turned into a vibrating collar, for starters. Second, the taped photo, doctor, dude, you fell for misinfo. Congratulations, bro. This image, you can clearly see the tape. The tape image is a doctored photo. I took this from the VOD directly. And when you look at the artifacting on these photos, it's very obviously a Photoshop job. Like, you literally fell for misinfo. Congrats. You can just hate Hasan, by the way. You can just say, I don't like him.
Yeah, well, and then the second I walked in there, into his home, and like the dog comes up and runs to me, I'm like, this is crazy.
No, there's no way. I mean,
this is insane.
You know, that's funny because I didn't even think about the context because of you not really knowing that world. But like, when in doubt, it's just guys mad at Hasan.
Yeah,
he is the biggest lightning rod because like. Between yeah, I mean literally he's yeah, they act towards Hasan the way they think he acts to his dog, where it's like he's like, you have far left politics, which immediately kind of, you know, people for whatever, but then he's just a piece. And what most of the, and he's rich, and what most of the like, he's like the perfect guy in a lab. He's like a hot Muslim. Like talks about left politics and got rich off their platform for video games, but he talks about, you know, how Trump is bad on it, and it's like, of course, it's like you invented a guy for the stereotypical like groyper incel, you know, whatever fan to be mad at. Having said that, he's a Turkish dog as far as I'm concerned, and I don't want to. Do not clip me. Whatever you do not clip me giving him compliments. Yeah, that is my one thing. I would like. I don't want to be seen on the record as supporting Hasan too much, because I also hate him for those exact reasons. And I am looking forward to his inevitable downfall when the Trump-controlled media does take his Twitch account away. Yes, that'll be the one silver lining. When we lose freedom of the press, Hasan will have to go back
while
to
he's on stream.
Yeah.
The chat will be like, look behind you, look behind you, look behind you. It was more just like the thing of where I had it's how video can paint a narrative, and in my mind, I think the thing I was like, yeah, it isn't fair to make a dog stay in frame all the time. Like it's got to. It like started to bleed in,
hilarious.
And then you're there and you're like the dog's wandering around, and there's this gigantic dog is just lying down next to my leg, and you're like, yeah, dogs lie down. Yeah. But it didn't convince me, but it did get under my skin enough that I was like, am I making a bad decision right now? And then I walked in there, and the second I saw the dog, I was like, you idiot. Right. How powerful this.
Yeah. That's crazy because
so many clips and these Twitch streamers, they're on camera. Yeah. I think
their whole time. I mean,
whole time.
Their whole life is on camera.
There's 3 clips where Hasan moves his hand like this and the dog goes like this and you go, it's a shock.
And he acts like he is all alone or barely supported by the people around him, but they disgustingly and blindly defend him with everything he does. And when looking at these clips, it seems so scripted because everyone says the same exact things, the same exact keywords or buzzwords. It's like whenever everyone reads the same sponsorship, like whenever a bunch of YouTubers get sponsored by the same people and they all say the same thing, this is what it reminds me of because everyone says the exact same lines. And also, if you notice, a lot of people, for whatever reason, and you'll see this all throughout the video, are also bringing up Palestine and whatever's going on over there when talking about this situation as well to diminish this situation. And I talk more about this later. Hasan does it in a response that I show later as well, and there is so many people that, you know, argue against it. They use it as a shield to diminish what is going on, and some people genuinely don't care enough and they have enough problems in their own lives and want to just focus on America's problems. And I think that's fair to do. And their whole campaign of forcing these issues down our throats does the opposite effect than what they want. Because whenever we are talking about a situation that means a lot to us, like this whole Hasan shot caller situation, and then you go on to say, well, X is more important because X thing is happening on the other side of the world, people are going to start blindly hating and not caring about it. So they screw themselves over more, because if you want to really talk about the situation and make change, then do that, but don't use it as a shield, stuff like that, because your person is like in the wrong. But yes, his people have been defending him, and I'm sure they do with the other situations that he talked about. Hasan's response. Hasan has had, of course, responded to this situation several times or made several comments about it. I try to add any direct responses from clips made by anyone, but there are also other sections as well, so if I missed it, it's most likely in here somewhere, and it will all come back around, or all kind of wrap around later in the video at least, but I think I did alright with it. But here are some responses. First are going to be the screenshots. Hasan put out an Instagram story saying she has no idea she's been the most famous dog on the internet for the past 2 days. And it was a picture of course, Kaya. And on the bottom, in like smaller text, he says, because of a coordinated far-right / pro-Israel slander campaign. And you'll already see H3H3's debunking of this, saying, laughing emoji, crying, laughing emoji to be more specific. Bro, this one was all you. Can't blame Masad or Hasbara, whatever this stuff means. I have no idea, bro. Just, I focus on myself this time. And it is true, this is another example of like people or them using the politics or the Palestine stuff to, you know, deflect any like criticisms, and he does it himself in clips as well. And there's also a clip response to this as well by H3 later on. And now here are the clips.
King, I feel like it's racialized. They just assume you because you're brown. In my opinion, white people's perception of brown people towards their dogs, I think, I mean, there is definitely a phobic tint that I've noticed where people are like, of course he does that. He's Muslim. Muslims don't care about their dogs. And it's like, listen, Becky, I can care about my dog a lot better than you do. You let your little cockatoo everywhere and also jump on people and bite them. And then the ASPCA actually does have to kick in and take your little cockatoo away from you. Okay. Or whatever Maltese, poodle, whatever bird-like dog you have that you didn't even train, and you're over here talking. Dude, people that don't train their dogs, people that don't even have dogs, that don't understand how any of this stuff works, literally making up their own minds and being like, oh, I would do it differently. Okay, well, I'm doing it in the best possible way that anyone could do it. And not only that, but you're also inventing an alternative reality where I'm like electrocuting my dog or psychos. This is quite personal. It's like telling a parent towards his kids, no wonder you'd be, I know. Yeah, it is kind of wild that like Destiny in a court of law, in official court documents, was outed as procuring CSAM, child material, and it didn't even get a fraction of the interest of people claiming falsely that I'm my dog. I don't know why. I just have the tendency to basically bring out Pizzagate style conspiracies, even amongst normies in general. Like, they don't realize that even the e-collars that do shock are unironically used to train like service dogs. They think it's like in general. That's part of the reason why so many trainers have come out and been like, you guys are wrong. Like, shock collars are not like tasing the dog. It's like a TENS machine. I have literally shocked myself in the past. Like, so people are just like oblivious to that in general. So wait, hold up. Oh, we got a discount code that Jeremy sent me. Okay, I'm gonna have Jeremy Scahill on later today as well. Yes, thank you. Shock collars are not wrong. I mean, they can be used in a wrong way for sure. Stop saying they don't understand. Yeah, we use an e-collar on our hunting dog. I've shocked myself. It's for his safety when hunting. Like, people don't understand, because like a lot of people think that it's just, you're not supposed to train your dogs at all. You're just supposed to let them roam, not realizing that like dogs need structure. They need to work. They need to be like very active. They need to get that out of the system. And not only that, but also in an effort to train them, a lot of the literally the disability dogs, the service dogs, e-collar trained with like what you would call a shock collar. What did Vanilla May say? Vanilla May say, hi, Kaya. Yeah, it's so even like the most maximalist position that people think happened is not even a remotely controversial incident. It's just like, I was not even angry at Kaya. I was angry at the situation of my internet being cut out, and I just had a moment. It is what it is. You know? It was something that I also recognized as well. It was just awful. They are wrong. The leading animal behavior organizations oppose them. You guys are spreading misinformation right now. Do you think MSM will change their views on you after this? I feel like you were doing good, making waves in MSM lately. No. If you noticed a lot of the outlets that have like covered this or attempted to cover this without any sort of consideration for like defamation or whatsoever, it's been like Fox News, New York Post, like that. And it's also so objectively untrue that it doesn't really matter, ultimately. I think it was Gutfeld that even covered it as well. The Hollywood Reporter covered the story, I know. And it's really funny because like they went to PETA And PETA is like one of the most militant, like pro animal rights organizations out there. And it's really funny because it's like PETA is one of the most militant animal rights organizations. Hollywood Reporter didn't even ask me for it, for my take on it or anything like that, which you're supposed to do. That's like what journalism is supposed to do. That's what journalists are supposed to do. And it's interesting. They went directly to PETA, and then PETA straight up was like, he says he doesn't use one, and we really hope that is the case. Instead of just being like, yeah, he definitely uses one, we should, or whatever, which is what you would expect normally. But I think it's like low key. PETA's been an ally in the past as well. Your haters want you to be reactive to the dog, which is the number one thing you don't do. Caesar Milano South Park literally had an episode about this. I know. My haters are causing me to be more reactive to my dog when she's being spoiled, and then train her in the opposite direction, train her into thinking that she can just like get my attention by crying in the background. Okay? Which is bad. But what are you going to do? I'll just destroy all of the training that I've worked very, very hard on to reinforce now that the entire internet thinks, unless I let my dog do whatever she wants and then run the show like this. I have a good friend of mine that used to be Van's producer back in the day. Back when he was in the look, see, spot training is already failing because I already let her do whatever she wants now. See, this is how it works, okay? She expands on the readily available confines. Okay, do you see that? Thank you, haters. You have successfully ruined. You have. I'm giving it to you. I'm giving you this dub. Dogs are like kids. They push boundaries. And then they. Earlier, I saw the Remake content creator touch their plants too hard that they were the plant. The internet is now full of concerned citizens. This controversy was like catnip. I know.
For camera, man. What is this?
No, I know. My haters are causing me to. My haters are causing me to be more reactive to my dog when she's being spoiled, and then train her in the opposite direction. Train her into thinking that.
Yo, nobody's spoiled here. Nobody. Yo, I've seen spoiled dogs. I've had spoiled dogs. Brother, the dog doesn't move for 10 hours. Then goes for his walk by probably somebody else's. I notice sometimes dog goes missing by energy. Maybe he lives with somebody walks his dog. Bro, it doesn't get no fucking little play, treat. Give me the paw, roll over. Wait, spoiled what?
She can just like get my attention by crying in the background. Okay? Yeah. Which is bad. Oh my God. But what are you going to do? I'll just destroy all of the training that I've worked very, very hard on to reinforce now that the entire internet thinks I'm unless I let my dog do whatever she wants and then run the.
So chat, I assume that the collar's back on, surely, right? Hopefully, because it's a vibrant only collar that he uses all the time. Is it back on? He's using all the time.
Third group of people are the ones who are like, look at this clip, look at that clip, look at this clip. Like, it's obvious he's moving his arms around. Like he's constantly in a state of zapping, and they've moved away from the initial conversation, which was that like she didn't even have that collar on to begin with, and the only reason why I showed the collar was because people were clipping other instances. First of all, are any of the collars illegal? No. Even in the maximalist position, even if what like the people that are claiming are just like a significant threat or whatever, like most, I've said this already, e-collars that have shocking components that feel like a TENS machine, which I've used on myself in the past because I'm around dogs that have been trained with that and use it, is not only is it not illegal, but it's also straight up used in the e-fencing for people, and it's used in the training of like dogs in general. It's pretty wild for him to say that. I mean, it's a wild position for him in particular to say that, considering, you know, the org that he was a part of and how many people had to leave the organization. But I guess they're American citizens, so it's appropriate.
There's no reason why anybody should be supporting that. I think, yeah, that
like Guy's big writer is Guy's big writer and only remaining bestie is Tone, who is seemingly a generational, right? Not even has he been credibly accused by former partners, but also his dad apparently was such a prolific author that his were codified in the American Congress, in the American congressional records. Like, it's just crazy. And that's, I mean, what should be done in that situation? I am not an advocate for capital punishment. It's just wild to me that, like, he has this kind of attitude here for some reason, but he doesn't have the same energy for people that he knows. Zach is always copying your language, always using the words in the wrong places, but it won't matter until someone like a big streamer said, take 1 minute to go and undermine the streamer right now, and 10x more people would nip it in the bud than the few starting it. Every smear has a potential to slow down or stagger progression. What do you mean? Yeah, no big streamer is ever going to come out and be like, Asmongold is ridiculous for saying these sorts of things. I'm gonna tell you exactly why they won't. I think you already know. Because every big streamer who actually opposes his worldview are utterly terrified of his audience. Okay? That's it. They're 100% terrified of his audience because his fan base does not have any, they don't have any restraint. They've realized that they can just like go after anyone and everyone and name them, shame them, smear them, take clips out of context, constantly yell in their chats, go to every other chat and demand that the other streamers talk about this new victim in the crosshairs. You know, so that is the reason. That is the reason why no one will actually come out and oppose any of his viewpoints, even if they quietly oppose it. And it's not just Asmongold, to be fair. It's not just Asmongold at all. There are plenty of other, like there's a bunch of kick streamers that do this too. It just doesn't really matter. And I mean, look, I'm one of the very few people out there who does actually oppose a lot of streamers when they do. And look how much I eat it on a daily basis. This is the type of people will lean into, and then later, a couple months down the line, they'll be like, why are there no like actual cool leftist content creators? I don't know, man, because the right just dominates discourse all the time and can like belittle and disparage and smear anyone and everyone that's like ostensibly on the leftist position with a multitude of different ridiculous fabrications, and a lot of you go along with it without actually going, let me think critically about this situation. Let me think critically about the situation about a dog that's like on camera 24/7. They're out there being like, he was laughing at Kaya as a puppy beat by Fiona, and people believe it. You know what I mean? That's it. If you have no critical thinking capacity and you assume that the only way to do politics is a politics of purity, and anything that even like smells remotely in the direction of controversy, you automatically lean into, yeah, you're not going to have anybody. That's it. I mean, I won't stop. I'll keep going. But I think there is a reason why there aren't that many. There's a reason why there aren't that many like left figures out there, because when there are left figures out there, they get destroyed. They're doing and nothing matters. On the right, it don't matter. This isn't to say that like there shouldn't be a limit. You know what I mean? I'm just saying be a little bit more, exercise a little bit more critical thought. Then be better yourself. Maybe have a dog and it not be a part of your persona if you don't want to question when you're evasive. You're no different than the GOP. You're a 40-month subscriber and you think I'm like the grand old party because I won't just sit there and be like, you guys are right. I'm actually to my dog. This is unironically what I was talking about. Like, please exercise a little bit of critical thinking. Just a little bit. Just for like a second. And I think you will realize that maybe you're not behaving correctly about this. Because if you're a 40-month subscriber, you've been here long enough that you know this is ridiculous. Listen, I don't know what else to say about this stuff. I don't know. It's just, please. Like, I need to do my job. Okay. There are a lot of adults in here and there are a lot of young people in here as well that want to hear about the news. Okay. They want to hear about what's going on. Defending your favorite streamers, not advocacy or organizing. Please refocus, chatters. It's just, it's utterly irrelevant in the grand scheme of things. I know it sounds like it's the most consequential thing that's ever happened in the history of mankind, and people are really dragging it over and over again. But please, for the love of God, like, it's going to be all right. Okay? You know the truth. It doesn't matter. Like, what do you want me to do? At this stage, we have entered a new era on the internet. I've been an active watcher now, and I'm honestly disgusted. I've honestly been watching you for a while, and you kind of disappointed me. What do you mean? I got to stop reading this stuff. People like to be a part of something larger. People like to be a part of a larger movement, okay? People like to be a part of a larger movement, and very clearly this is like a big thing that all the normies have gotten on board with. It is what it is. There's nothing I can do about it. There's not really anything I can do about it other than just keep doing what I'm doing, and hopefully people will realize that there's no accuracy or veracity to the claims being made. Anyway, photo shoot for that. Did anyone bring up the CollarGate at the dinner? Yeah, they did. In the sense that they were horrified about how aggressively this was being pushed. Like, because most of the people that were, the people that were there have also been around me and Kaya, so they already are aware of the reality of the situation as opposed to the internet narrative. Like, most content creators' biggest fear is basically being blasted into oblivion for something that they actually have done, but something that they have not done. It's like an even more horrifying situation. But in any case, it is what it is. It's probably going to be bad too. They're pushing new clips. I know. It's bad every day. I think at a certain point, people are going to probably realize, like, this is psychotic. Like, this has been an extended thing. Like, what is going on? Like, you're acting as though, like, you're running around being like he's dogs with regular frequency. I'm a new viewer because of it. Nice. If you stop talking about it, maybe, chatters, that's pretty crazy. If you think that it's my not talking about it is going to be you are now a lolcow. Okay, sure. Anyway, the clip itself looks terrible because it looks like where I'm like looking back to give her a place command, it looks like I'm moving around where all my Zintons are, ironically enough. And then she yelps. And she's getting back up onto the bed. In the process of getting back up onto the bed, she yelps in that moment. And every now and then, she snags her claw onto something like a dew claw, or she steps on something funny. Sometimes when I'm wrestling with her, she'll give off like a little yelp, or sometimes when she's playing with other dogs, she'll give off a yelp. She wasn't even wearing like the vibration collar that's in contention now. Like everyone's like, this is not, you know, he definitely shocked her. Like on that day, she just had like a regular collar. She has a bunch of different collars. There's like a fight collar, there's a vibration collar for reinforcing her training, or most importantly for walking around when I'm like out in the park or when I'm hiking or anything like that. When I take her on long walks, I like to let her roam. I like to let her run around. And if she's super far away where she can't hear me, or if her attention is elsewhere, you know, if she's like chasing a squirrel or something, the vibration is supposed to communicate alongside with like your voice. That's what it's used for. And right now, I would say like all of my social media, like wherever I am on the internet, people are just like, I'm gonna steal your dog. I'm gonna kidnap your dog. That's one of the most insane. Like, I mean, yeah, here just now, like 6 minutes ago, are you the dog guy? Right? Like, it's always. That's basically what's going on, and it's understandable. But there are definitely people who are like actively pushing this to drive home some kind of narrative, and that has been a little weird to deal with. Like people who like sincerely are going like, you are a and you must. Yeah, I think so. Because who do people hate on the internet the most? Women. Like women are the number one op. My ops already hate women automatically. Women are the only group of people that get it as hard as I do, if not worse. So yeah, all of the people that hate me also automatically hate women in general, which is why they moved on from like, well, they haven't really moved on from targeting me, but they've like very aggressively spread their hatred and animosity to all of my female friends, and they're going after them super aggressively, super hard. Is really fucked up. Cause like women get like the automatic misogyny train. Like there are plenty of people, like in order to hate on someone like myself, you need to learn exactly why you must hate me. Some people will say, oh, I hate him because he's Muslim. Oh, I hate him because he's anti-Israel, and therefore I think he's anti. Like, oh, I hate him because he's a socialist but rich. But for women, there are a of people who just go, ooh, that's a woman. I hate that. The goal is to isolate you from the rest of the Twitch community, and it's quite likely going to work. The more we discuss this, the worse it can get. No, I don't think it's going to work. I don't think it's going to work ultimately. It's just because the people that are trying to do that have already been isolated from the sphere in general, and it did hit the normie sphere, but it has not worked, bro. It's just, it never. This is a thing that people have been trying to do for the past fucking 7 years, dude. What are you kidding me? This is not a significant problem for the Zoran campaign at all. It is. It's not even a significant problem for someone like myself. It's just at most going to do reputational damage to me for a week. And then people that hate me are going to use this as an opportunity to be like, oh, everybody hates you, lol. And then what? Okay, a week later, the Trump administration is going to continue doing, and people are going to realize, oh, wait a minute, maybe we were wrong about that, dude. This has been my entire career. People get whipped up in a frenzy over nonsensical, whether it's because I bought a house, or whether it's because I leased a Porsche, or whatever, or because they've imagined that I'm my dog by you know, because she sleeps behind me for extended periods of time. I can't believe dogs sleep in the same cot, you know? It's just people make up their minds and then they realize maybe they were duped. It is what it is. The reality of the matter is, the reason why I hate that Zoran and I linked up is not because of my 2019 comments about 9/11. It's because I've been a proud, loud Israel advocate for the past 10 years, and it's been especially important for the past.
Yeah, I don't like that, bro. I don't like how they coming at you like that, bro.
I mean, it is what it is. It's just like they've been looking for anything. I mean, they've been calling me for the past 2 years. That's every single day.
They've been waiting on something.
They were, but it's crazy because I feel like a lot of people were just like maybe not comfortable being like, yeah, he's a, but they were like, oh, we found it. We found something. We found something.
Was consistent.
Yeah. But
you've been on the internet for a long time.
Yeah.
You said some questionable stuff in the past.
I don't know what you're talking. Okay, Andrew Cuomo. He's been bringing me up.
I just feel like that's like this one was like the first time I've known somebody get some internet backlash, and like I've seen firsthand how this is not the truth.
Yeah.
So it was interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. You'll never be able to convince anybody. There's like it's so funny because like that I saw was people being like, it's kind of dog is forced to stay in one area and sleep for 5 hours. I was like, every dog.
Yeah.
Have you been around a dog?
Yeah.
They love sleeping.
A lot of people that complain probably crate their dogs all day when they're at work.
Their dogs are like living inside as they go and work in cubicle all day, being like, this is the worst abuse I've ever seen in my life. Yeah. But anyway, we're not.
Okay, I will say this. Even though the dudes that are making the videos are weirdos, some of them are talented. Obviously, that's how they got like their following.
Memes. Yeah, the memes are funny.
I'm not gonna lie. I woke up at 2 a.m. during this beef one time, and I wasn't like really paying attention to like the videos. I was like, that's not doing it. I got scared. Oh, we all going down. Getting my speech ready, like,
bro, I dude, like, it got to a point where I was like, am I like a bad dog parent? Like, what? Like, it started making me question myself, especially because it's like I was like, am I actually like a mean or bad dog parent? Like, I couldn't like. At first, I was like, this is ridiculous, but then they kept gaslighting hard that I was like, man, maybe I'm just a dog parent.
Yeah. It's funny because if you would actually do it, like me and Mike probably have to go work at McDonald's, you know? Yeah. It's over for us.
No, I actually don't think our audience really like. Yeah. We're not in the stream. We're not LA either. I think it's so different.
Also, what you think, bro? The way that this has been blown out of proportion is unironically, it's like if I punched Kai mouth on camera, it would probably be worthy of this level of response. Yeah. Like, or it would have been above and beyond for even something like that. You know what I mean? Like people have been really pressing it nonstop. I mean, they're still gonna keep pressing.
Yeah, you probably got a good like month, and it's gonna be like, when you're on the internet for a long time, there's so many different like angles and factors for things.
Oh yeah, all leftists are like that. I think it's just you, dog. You're just no offense, but as someone who agrees with 80% of your politics, it's crazy how unlikable you are. I don't even know why. Okay, who do you perceive as a more likable figure? Like this is what I mean. This is what I'm talking about. I like that the three people that you mentioned as a much more likable figure are the three people that I have direct communication with, like are the closest, with the exception of, I mean, I guess like Rashida Tlaib or Ilhan Omar. They like me. Quite a bit, as a matter of fact. Maybe they see something you don't. I don't know. Also, those are politicians. They have to be, probably because they don't watch your stream. Oh, okay. Who do you think is at fault here? Guy who agrees with overwhelming majority of my opinions, but simply can't seem to place your finger on why you just have distaste for me and you can't let go of that optical resentment? Or guy who's trying to navigate way you talk, I think, or guy who's just trying to navigate through the treacherous nature of reactionary politics that are so pervasive online. It's because I give off a frat dude vibe. All right, man. Having normal relationships with people who are not like outwardly political content creators, for example, can also help many find communities like this one. It's been very effective. And it's been especially effective. If it wasn't, then the right wing and these like incel, racist, transphobic people wouldn't be actively trying to make me into a toxic person that is irredeemable and even go after my friends who have nothing to do with politics at all. They do that so that I am isolated in general, because they realize that if I'm not isolated and I have normal relationships with these other communities, then their fan bases will be much more charitable to my worldview and maybe even change their perspective. But that's it. Cutie's problem is unrelated to you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not very familiar with what happened. I'm just talking about my own principles that I oftentimes repeat to an audience that doesn't want to hear. I need that shirt now. Jason is also someone who's learned a lot from you. Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no, like, there are failures throughout my career. I've had very high profile failures. Chat calling Jason a right is insane. No one is calling Jason in this community a right wing. What are you talking about? We literally have an emote dedicated to Jason. The f do you mean? No one is saying that or doing that. As a matter of fact, these are people I collab with and I will continue to collaborate with, and ain't nobody can tell me otherwise. And if anyone has an issue about that, they can me from the back. Okay. That's always been my take. And I have always demonstrated patience, and that has led to some very high profile and failures. Aiden Ross is one of the best examples of that, right? Like I tried so hard with Aiden. I tried my very best to make sure that he did not like become a right wing, but the money was too good, and the feelings were too, he just felt too hot about eating Andrew Tate's. Like he just wanted to do that.
He will run to that place and lay down.
You don't have to zap him.
No. Not
Hasan.
Not like Hasan Piker. No.
Wasn't that disgusting?
No electrocution of dogs here.
How disgusting is that? What does that tell you about a person?
Well, I think it tells you that they're not, that they're bad people.
Yes.
If you can actually cause suffering to an innocent animal, you're probably the kind of person who doesn't worry about suffering in people as well.
Yeah.
And that's been my experience. If you mistreat dogs, that's almost 100% sign that you're going to be a really terrible person. So
JD Vance has done spot training for his own dog, so he knows that it is not a practice, and yet he is still leaning into this idea that I'm like my dog, which is crazy because, hello, Kristi Noem, the secretary of the Department of Homeland Security, her puppy point blank, ISIS execution style, and then threw the puppy's body in landfill in front of construction workers. And the only reason why we know about it is because she wrote about it in her book. What is happening? It is so transparent that these people not only do not give about animal welfare, they don't care about human welfare either. Because remember, this is the vice president we're talking about. The vice president of the United States is talking about Reddit, Twitter drama while we're at the precipice of 40 million American citizens losing their SNAP benefits, as in 40 million Americans are about to starve. Okay? 40 million Americans are about to starve in 2 days because the administration does not want to use the existing $6 billion that they have in their contingency funds to keep giving money to people. They are going to go to food banks, which will not be able to make up for the lack of SNAP benefits that they get. People on the left admit when they're wrong too, and you're not it, dude. Admit to being wrong. Once in a while, it will help you. I do. But the very fact that you don't see that means that it doesn't matter, ironically enough. I do it all the time, and I will continue to do it whenever I'm wrong. I think what you want to hear is me doing that every day, I guess, or me doing that that I'm not wrong about. I'm just here to make sure the dog's okay. Oh, thanks, man. I can't tell if there are actual people who like still believe that there is severe dog happening, or they're just like, because I'm sure like in the first week, people got firmly invested in this narrative that I was my dog, but like there's 0% chance the people who are still spamming it in the chat are like unironically thinking that like there is dog happening, right? Like white people can't be that delusional. There's got to be like bad faith at this point. I'm sure there are people are still trying to spread it. Yeah, they're just pushing it. It's a joblessness for the most part.
Like, this is
what
so
about your dog,
maddening,
brother? I can't stress this enough. And I need you to understand something, because I know I bit the bait for one person, and then I think like a Discord server was alerted somewhere because everyone started posting this. Kaya lives a better life than you ever will have. Okay, she's a better animal than you. She's a much more important for many other people's lives than you. Okay, you are going to die alone, because this is the type you get up to on the internet. You spend the finite amount of time you have doing this kind of stuff on the internet. Okay? You can type ah ha 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 all day, every day, and act as though you're totally not mad right now. But the reality of the matter is, when you die, it is going to be alone. There won't even be a sigh of relief. You understand? Not even a sigh of relief from your family members. That is how irrelevant you are. You can love it, dude. I did dress up Kaya for Halloween. She's a Crip dog. I can't stand any of you chat. I hate the left. I hate liberalism. I hate everything that's going on every single day of the week. I hate my life. I hate streaming. I hate socialism. I hate every single person who thinks that the peak of activism is just being the most annoying, holier than thou, the most ultimately woke leftist. You did it. You have unlocked nihilism within me, okay? I am black-pilled. Nothing will ever get better. We are never going to make it out. We can't even have a normal, non-hostile conversation on any of these issues. Everybody just simply wants to chirp into the wind because they have no power, and they recognize their utter powerlessness in the face of unjustifiable constructs that we exist under. And the best thing you can do is just be annoying, okay? Oh. Right when the reporter is asking you about optimism, I want to just shut it off, dude. I want to shut everything off. I just want to go away. If I wasn't stubborn, I would have a long time ago. Oh my Lord, dude. I 100% think you should someday go on sub-only mode. What do you mean? The most annoying people are literally like the 40-month subscribers. The person that caused me to spiral just now is Hidejo Offliner or whatever. And that is like a routine nuisance and an offliner in this community. Okay? He is a consistent voice of nuisance. Okay? What are you talking about? The people that actually brick me, the people that actually cause me to spiral out of control, are always the people that have been in the community for years, who never shut up. I have banned him before. It's literally just, like, I'm not even singling him out. He's just one example. But this happens all the time, bro. Anyway. One of the worst aspects of like this kind of gathering online is that people I think people don't behave like this in the real world. That's unironically what I was talking about. That's why I have so much hope for the future of America when I'm out in the streets, right? Because I see grandparents and I see kids and I see regular folk that see right from wrong and they say, this. What do you mean? You're just like kidnapping my neighbors. Get the out of here. And they protest. And that gives me confidence. And then when I go back to the internet and I get yelled at by a bunch of screenager iPad babies who are 38 years old who think that the most like radical socialist position is to constantly chirp in a Twitch streamer's chat and hyper scrutinize everything and then like refuse to understand like broader points. Okay? Refuse to be open-minded. Then I'm blackpilled again. It's virtually impossible not to be blackpilled if you're online all the time. Everything that we do here is so bad. It's so bad.
There has been a subtopic of the use of shock collars in general. I think they can be used for good. They don't have to be at high voltages that purposefully hurt the dog. And, you know, like, there's, like, situations where, you know, sometimes maybe you do need the high voltage or whatever. But there are good and ethical ways to use these. It's just whenever you give Hasan one and he forces his dog to lay on a bed for hours while he screams at random people or political stuff and isn't allowed to move at all, a man who loves to have control having a shock collar to a dog is not a good move. That is the issue. He also claimed to not have one, and people are questioning why he's defending them so bad now in some of these response clips. He also admitted in one of these clips that he has mainstream favorability and also, you know, was talking to mainstream, like, news article spots. I don't remember if I talked about this before, but he has had several favored articles made about him recently, and I forget what drama he was in specifically during this time, but even during the death of Charlie Kirk, 24 to 48 hours, if even after his death, there was already an article about Hasan's opinion on like something regarding him, which was absolutely insane. There was no time at all. Like, imagine being the mom or kid and seeing this. Like, if I grew up and I saw that, I'd be like, what in the world? Why? Couldn't give me a day or two? A week? It was the death of someone. It was insane. Multiple camera angles that he shows as well over the dog was really overdoing it and coping really bad. He acts like his dog is ruined because it moves a little bit more than usual as well, which is such a weird mentality to have and something that isn't really talked about enough. It's not about the dogs not being well trained or breaking its training. It's about your use of it as well as being overbearing with it and being way too controlling. He tries to act like the dog is so spoiled because it gets to move around freely. Spoiled dogs are ones that act bratty or like the yapping dogs that don't listen at all and still get good treatment. And there's other examples of actual spoiled dogs. This one isn't really spoiled. It just has like a halfway decent life under like harsher treatment. This dog wants to move around and do normal pet behavior. Like, it shouldn't be confined to that room. It's like the equivalent of putting it in a cage for hours at a time because you don't let the dog move at all from that bed. Although, don't get me wrong, if you like have to put the dog in a cage for a long time, that's fine or whatever. It's just that Hasan situation where he doesn't need to. He has his mom at the house. I think they might live together. I don't know. But he's in a situation where the dog can move freely and should move freely, but doesn't for whatever reason. Because of his forceful like use of that, and people are talking about the dog might have PTSD now because it just moves and immediately gets shocked, and it sucks. It's very sad. Also, this is a huge fluffy dog in California. It's like having a husky in Florida. Go send the dog to someone loving and caring in a cold state with a lot of land so it can actually like live a life. I don't get the whole quote crying in the background claim as well because I've never seen clips of Kaya like whining in the background or whatever. He says people are afraid of Asmongold's audience as well, but I don't see how. It's like he's just projecting here as well because I don't know anyone that's afraid to talk against him. There's been plenty of times like whenever people called out his hygiene and everything else, we talked and shamed him for it and wanted him to do better, and he ended up doing so. And also he's not said anything absolutely wild as far as I know. If he did, then I of course would talk about it. He hasn't really gave reasons for him to have massive amounts of attention other than his hygiene and lifestyle. That's really it. But people are genuinely afraid, and there's multiple people saying this as well, to talk up against Hasan and the community because of how toxic they are, and there's examples of them doing this soon. There were several lies made in these clips as well, like whenever he talked about people were moving from the initial conversation. I also don't understand why he said Tectone was a R-ist, not the one towards like, you know, races, but the one towards women, or just, it's not women only, you know what I mean? You kind of understand what I'm saying. So it's just an easy way to explain it without saying it. I haven't seen anything on what he was claiming, and people in the comments are also saying that this was false as well. Even though he was a part of OTK apparently, which is known to have like people like this, and it has like a bad stigma around it, I don't know if he was ever one of these people. I feel like if he was, he wouldn't really be allowed to talk online at all without it flooding his comments. If Hasan is lying, then that is a huge lie that needs to stop being said. And also, Hasan went into his family as well, which is rough. He tries to bring up any excuse of biasness towards him at all whenever it is possible. He'll say stuff like, it's because they're like right-leaning, it's because they're racist or misogynist, stuff like that, whenever he did this to his dog, and like all that stuff has nothing to do with it. Your race, for whatever reason he brought up women, he said if you hate him, you hate women. I don't even know. And it's not also because of political opinions. It has nothing to do with that. And why does like Hasan actually say if you hate me, you hate women? I think anyone that defends you is going to get backlash. And I think it's interesting his own fans or chatters will talk against him now. And he is so hateful to his fans as well. And there was a clip in like my last video, whether it was iDubbbz or the CollarGate situation, where he was doing the same thing, being hateful, banning them even if they didn't agree with them. Instead of taking criticism like any other person, like Asmongold in his situation with his lifestyle and hygiene, instead of taking that criticism and changing to a better person, he tries to deny, deflect, and smear everyone else around him and stuff around that. Even his own fans are now against him, and it seems like he tries to manipulate his audience. A fan who had been commenting for a long time even said it, and whenever Hasan, before he even saw like the whole chat logs, he was like, you probably don't even watch my streams, bro. That's probably why you don't agree with me. But then immediately got absolutely slammed by the chat logs, and it was hilarious. Him also saying that Aiden Ross is one of his biggest failures is odd because, like, he's just on a different side than you. He just doesn't agree with your opinions, and not everything is about getting paid out. If anything, Aiden Ross seems to be in a better spot mentally and everything else than you. He also talks about chatters being jobless that are against him, but most of his fan base is jobless, or probably jobless at least. Like, didn't we figure this out or something during the H3 lawsuits? Because I think H3 found like the actual personal information of some of the Reddit mods or some of like the people around KCTron and like the Hasan orbiters. Like, he figured out that a lot of them don't have jobs. Maybe only one did, and the average age was like 30. It's very hypocritical. Also, most Twitch streamers that have like huge like follower bases, especially about politics and stuff, they have like a stereotype of having a jobless fan base. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's more projecting on his part. That whole Kyle lives better than you thing was something that was kind of insane and close to ban worthy, I feel, because you're just like attacking really weirdly like the viewer, and of course he'll never get banned. And the dog isn't living in the best conditions either, and that's why we are talking about it. It's getting shocked, it's forced to stay in this one spot, it's not allowed to move around freely the house. Not saying it has to like rip up stuff and get away with it, but like just to simply walk around. You worry about its joints, but you don't let it move or stretch, you know what I mean? You make it lay down for hours. What's the dog do at night? And yes, JD Vance somehow knows about CollarGate and talked about it, but Hasan once again tries to downplay his actions. And like I said before, shot collars aren't the problem, it's him and his use of them, because he has a weird control thing. There's another clip I want to show you here at the end though, as Hasan was called out for lying about his upbringing, which he has done several times in the past, and here's the clip.
Both ways. If you're wealthy and you critique capitalism, you're a hypocrite. If you're poor and you critique capitalism, you're jealous. Americans are so sometimes. Exactly. I mean, I've seen both, for the record, because I was dead broke and was critiquing capitalism, and then people would be like, yeah, because you're a loser. And now that I have money and I still do it, people are like, well, hypocrite much? I didn't change. And it's always so strange. Obviously, this is like personal for me for many different reasons, because this is my life work. But what's so funny about it is like people want you to almost be like, oh, once I got a touch of the bag, like once I touch the bag, it's over. Like this socialism is done. You know what I mean? And then they try to rationalize why I'm still doing this. They try to be like, oh, it's because like this is how he's financially incentivized to continue advocating for this. And it's like, no, maybe it's because I believe it, you know? People think that like I just was born this way. You know what I mean? I always was this person. I always had this $3 million home. Like, it's just so dumb. It genuinely doesn't make sense. Aren't your dad a billionaire? No, man. Are you? You're a 27-month subscriber? Are you that stupid? No. I am fortunate enough to be able to financially take care of my parents, both of my parents. There are people who genuinely believe that, by the way. They literally think like, oh, he comes from a billionaire family. It's like, you're dumb. You're so dumb. There are a handful of billionaires in Turkey. He would be on lists if that was the case. Is unironically that I know, no, sorry, it's not a no joke situation because I just can't sometimes tell because there are people who like legitimately believe that. And there are people who unironically believe that.
This got community noted, and it is a brutal showing, as there are multiple reference clips and pieces of information shown proving him wrong, and here is that. Community note says Hasan is lying, and it shows a clip of him saying, quote, I grew up affluent, and, quote, I didn't have to worry about making ends meet or having to take on a job or anything like that.
I'm someone like myself, for example, I can speak from personal experience. When you grow up affluent, as I did, right? By the time you get to college, even if you go to college in America where you get a slate wiped basically because you have no network in the same way in the United States of America, I still did not have to work to you know, ensure that I took care of my family. That would have over my schooling in the process. You know what I mean? There's a tremendous amount of different societal pressures that I did not have to withstand as a consequence of growing up affluent. Even if they had no money by the time I got to college, it still doesn't matter, right? Because I got a tremendous education.
And then also shows that his dad was the board of around $4 billion company, and also shows that his mom is a commercial landlord, and he was also hired by his uncle's network right out of college. Like, there was multiple links and proof, and I'll show them on screen, of course. And I just think it's kind of funny that he just continuously lies about stuff like this. He acts like he grew up broke, and he said this multiple times on stream. This dude don't know what broke is. Now we will go over the people's responses to this, back and forths that some people have had, and more. Moist Critical versus Hasan. Charlie, also known as Penguin Zero or Moist Critical Online, has made a couple of videos about this, or at least one, and Hasan seemed hurt over his comments, which was basically that he was against Hasan in this entire situation, and here are those clips.
It is a sensitive area. That is true. If you've ever cut your dog's nails, or if you've ever taken your dog to like a dog salon or something and they like gave your dog a nail trim, you probably noticed that when it comes to the dew claw, they're very, you know, defensive on it, like cautious, because it is such a tender spot. I have watched this clip 10 or 15 times now, and today I had some friends come in from out of town, so obviously I've been out most of the day at the farm, and this was actually a conversational topic. It's become so big that it was brought up by them. And every single person, and pretty much everyone I've seen online outside of Hasan and Hasan's community, is all saying the same thing. That yes, it looks like the dog does like touch its leg to that spot on the bed, but it doesn't look like it gets caught or anything. So it feels very unlikely that that is what caused the dog to scream in pain. Like, I don't think that's what made Kaya, that's her name, yelp. It doesn't seem to get caught or snagged on anything, and dew claws aren't so sensitive and so tender that even touching them would cause like a panicked scream or anything. Unless she has an injury there, but I don't think Hasan has mentioned that, at least not that I've seen. So it feels to me very unlikely that that's what caused it, based on everything that we can see. Instead of doing what I think most people, like not even just streamers, just normal people would do, of like showing, no, look, it's not a shock collar, obviously I didn't shock my dog, he instead just brushes it off saying, nope, it's not a shock collar, you're stupid for thinking that it is. And that's the attitude that his community had as well, like, oh, you must have psychosis if you think it's a shock collar. Which I think is a little odd because it's the easiest thing in the world to prove, right? You have all these people saying it's not true. Well, it takes like actually 3 seconds just to unclip that collar and just show like, hey guys, I don't want anyone to get the wrong idea here, this is not a shock collar. Look, here's what it is, and then explain it. Like, I feel like even a non-streamer, like a complete normie, average Joe Schmo, if you went to their house and saw that happen, are like, hey, did you just shock that dog? They'd be like, no, this is clearly a misunderstanding. No, that's not what happened. Like, and I feel like most people would be very quick to show you and prove that it's not a shock collar because it's so quick and so easy to do. And the fact that he doesn't is odd. Like, it is very peculiar. Why wouldn't you in the moment? Like, that's such a natural thing to do, especially for what's easily a slam dunk. Like, you have all these people attacking you, you could easily just come out and slam jam thank you ma'am on them by just being like, nope, it's not a shock collar, look, here you go. The proof is in the pudding, behold. Like, it'd be so quick, so simple, and it would be irrefutable. But that didn't happen yesterday. Instead, it was kind of brushed off as like, you've got to be stupid to think that, Hasan would shock his dog on stream, and he just kind of propped it up as like, the only people that would believe this are like bad people in the first place, or like, grifters, this kind of thing. And I just find that to just be so disingenuous, because most people are going to see this, and it looks like you shock your dog. Given how annoyed you are with the dog, and right before she yelps out in pain, you roll your eyes, you look at something off screen, you clearly are like, you are reaching off screen, that is very clear, and then the dog yelps while you were still annoyed, and then instead of doing like what I feel like most dog owners would do, would like check to see like, is everything alright? Why'd she just yelp in pain? Instead of doing that, calling her a baby, and then mentioning how spoiled she is about roaming the house, like that doesn't compute. If this was her dew claw getting stuck there and then yelping in pain, you would have no idea why she's yelping. Why is your first instinct to call her a baby and then mention how spoiled she is about, your mom letting her roam the house? The response to it just doesn't really seem to make sense if what happened is her dew claw getting stuck there.
I wouldn't even breathe in the direction of Moist if I were you, to be honest. I mean, he put his flag on he put his stake on this, okay? He was like, oh, enough people on him, it's good enough. It's like obviously not a it's obviously, no matter how made up a narrative it is, if a clip looks bad enough, then he will go with it. And he will just use these guys. All these guys do is basically farm Reddit for talking points. And Reddit can so easily be botted and manipulated. And I don't think we're ever going to get ahead of that. There's just nothing we can do. Bro, he said you're Kyle, like, no way. Yeah, I mean, if he thinks that he can. Weird how quiet he was about literally in certain communities. I mean, it took him 2 years to come out and be like, yeah, the side is happening and it's really bad, actually. So, Charlie's been on a good streak lately. He genuinely cares about dogs. He talks about how much he cares about dogs and pets all the time. So do I. That's the reason why I'm off. That's the reason why I'm annoyed. He could just like unironically reach out and be like, hey, what's going on here? Like, what was this about? This clip looks bad. You know what I mean? Hey, Hasan, I know we've been around one another before. We've actually been around one another, and a lot of the people that I know that I'm around all the time and do content with have not only been around you, but also been around Kaya. He could have just hit up, not me, but any number of different people to be like, hey, do you think there's any veracity? Do you think there's any veracity to these claims? Not just like, don't ask me directly. Do your due diligence. Why the f do you go to Reddit for talking points? What kind of moron are you? It's insane to me that like this is what goes for like doing commentary on the internet, is just like, oh, these are the Reddit threads from some of the most like schizophrenic people you've ever actually encountered. This is all it takes for me. He said you hide the bad stuff from your friends? He said I hide. Okay, I'm going to DM him. Gross. Moron. All right, whatever. That's the reason why I'm annoyed. He could just like unironically reach out and be like, hey, what's going on here?
I think that him saying that is actually kind of bad. And let me explain the reason why I think it's bad to say that. Because it presupposes that all of the articles and things that are written about you, that there could potentially be back channeling and conversations about them that are not made evident to the public. A lot of people criticize and, like bring up the fact that Hasan gets a lot of positive articles written about him in a way that, they think that the articles are misleading or inaccurate or incomplete. I think that by him saying that, it will draw the conclusion and cast doubt on the people that give him any sort of positive publicity, because now they're going to think to themselves, oh, well, what if he's just talking to them like he was hoping Charlie would talk to him? Do you see kind of what I'm saying here? And also, and here's another component to this as well, is that Charlie, let's say that Charlie does reach out to Hasan and Hasan says it isn't real, it's not what happened. Why would Charlie listen to Hasan rather than what he saw? What additional information could Hasan provide Charlie? And also, if there is information that Hasan would only provide Charlie, but not the public, why is that? What would that even possibly be? Why didn't you put that out on your stream? And so if you think about this accusation, it doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? Because any information that would help you and, give you a better case, obviously Charlie knows that you said it didn't happen. What are we doing here?
Insane to me that this is what goes for doing commentary on the internet, is just oh, these are the Reddit threads from some of the most schizophrenic people you've ever actually encountered. This is all it takes for me.
Here's the thing. Hasan was glazing Charlie less than a week ago because Charlie made a video that was critical of Israel indirectly because of Israel's censorship on social media. So I don't really think that Hasan has a problem with Charlie's content. I think that Hasan has a problem that Charlie's content is involving him. That's really it. I don't know what to say.
Did you hide the bad stuff from your friends?
Of course. Logically, what about that doesn't make sense? You could say that it's not true, but don't be shocked that that's what somebody would say. Of course that's what somebody would say. Obviously.
That I hide.
Yeah, duh. Why would you do something that you know is bad in front of people that could say it's bad? Duh.
And did you see Charlie's video on you? Seemed kind of bad faith. I don't care. I have not. Charlie, Moist Critical, is afraid of getting on a plane. Okay? Once again, the only person that has taken this up has never been around me and Kaya, ever. Just been around me when I went down to Florida. And as a fence sitter, he read it as, oh, this is a good opportunity for attack. You know what I mean?
Why does he get mad at people that make videos, right? Do not talk with them before. Not talk with them before. How about you defend yourself properly once, and you get mad at people for make videos that go off of the rabid misinformation out there against you. Instead, you try to say, oh, dude, I hope somebody defends me properly out there. I hope somebody makes some schizo thing about me, and do nothing. And you just wait. What do people are going to do? People are going to do with the things that are out there, use the information that's available to them. They got to check in. Yo, every time there was a big topic going on, I send him a DM. And he doesn't respond to me anymore. I don't know about that. But I did send him a DM. You think last time, do you think that I was on this hill where I really want him to be wrong? I wanted to crucify him. I looked at and entertained all the things that it could be that doesn't make him bad. I did last time. Not that I was on his side. I said, let's approach this in a more analytical way. I tried to see what it could be. I am probably the only people out there on the internet that gave this a fair chance and gave it and turned all the stones before making the conclusions, right? But no, this guy. We don't talk about. We don't talk about this guy. We don't. Let's get mad about people that make a conclusion with what I gave them. It's just weird, man. I don't get it. I get benefit of the doubt, and I give a pretty charitable entry level take at the beginning. This guy's cooking. He's cooking nothing. Why would he more critical? I don't get it. Because he wants to use his platform and create a narrative, and he wants to control the narrative and be a guy that puppet mashes the whole thing. It's just weird as fuck.
I don't know what he's talking about with the whole Reddit botting stuff. As I heard one other person say this, I think it was a Hasan Defender, talk about and accuse like the Reddit of being botted. But I don't see what botting would really do. As to me, this situation was big before even Reddit got a hold of it. But I also don't really see, like, this situation would have been big either way. Botting, it doesn't, I don't know how that'd be an issue on Reddit. You all can let me know. I know that they can get engagement and stuff like that and rise it to the top, but if you're looking through new, like a lot of people would do, I guess, like the more like deeper people in it, then they're going to end up seeing this, or if they quote, look, Hasan, and also there's like the other subreddits that are against Hasan as well that would also post this. Word would get around and it would be as big as it is now, I believe. I don't think botting is an issue, but also, I don't know. He also brings up the war, of course, which, why should Charlie have to ever bring this up? I don't see him as a political, like, streamer or anything of the sort. He plays video games and gives commentary on certain situations, but why would he have to bring up this whole situation? Why should he have to add in his opinions? Like, I don't understand that. People make this stuff their literal lives and their whole personalities, and is absolutely insane and obsessive. And Asmongold is right. What does DMing each other really do? He has seen the evidence and your talking points online. What does messaging each other do? You also don't have a grip over him like you do a lot of other people, so your whole plan of messaging him to change his mind or make him say something else isn't going to work this time, which we get more into in a moment. And also, how is thinking that you hide shot callers from people whenever they come over an absurd take? We all know, like, the stereotype of cleaning up the house and stuff around that whenever people are coming over, or being a little extra happy and, like, giddy whenever people are coming over. So what, like, you know, oh, hide the vibrator, hide this and that, hide the whip and chain, please, so they don't know I'm a freak. Like, there's stuff like that that happens in every household, so what makes you think that hiding a shot caller would be an absurd take? He sits there and he's like, what? What? What do you mean? Why would I hide it? Like, yeah, of course you would hide it. You're trying to hide it now. Like, it's not really an absurd take. And Ethan brought up a good point here. What does being afraid of flying have to do with any of this? And XQC is right as well, because why not just defend yourself really well one time, or admit it, and instead of constantly lying and waiting for others to defend you, which they shouldn't have to, like, why have this method of going throughout it? It's prolonged it a lot longer. I wonder how Hasan would do in a debate against people like Asmongold or anyone else. And speaking of, he is next. Asmongold versus Hasan and Valkyrie. Asmongold, of course, has been a big voice on this topic as well. He's probably, whenever looking through, like, the media I've gotten for this, he's probably, like, the second longest person in this, right after Ethan Klein. And he's been, of course, a big talker in the IDub situations, as I've shown in my videos. But another woman streamer by the name of Valkyrie, which supposedly is Hasan's girlfriend, as I shown earlier, is also talked about in this section as well, as they had a small and weird back and forth, but it was weird because of her, not him. But here are the clips.
His community is extremely toxic. They are extremely hostile. How do I know that? Because they've gone after me. They've gotten mad at me. I would say that Hasan probably has, and I'm sure he would say that I probably have, one of the most toxic, if not the most toxic communities on the internet. Like I would say, I mean, to an extent. And why is that? Is it because there's a lot of people that watch us? Maybe that's it. I don't know. But either way, like, his community is extremely toxic, hyper aggressive. They love, as soon as somebody is, like, they're calling Charlie a right winger and all this stuff because he brought this stuff up. This is, but what are you doing? Like, whenever you're a community and you're going to that length and you're getting that radical about something, what ends up happening is that, like, there's a lot of, again, like, just reasonable people that are in the middle that see this and they're like, wow, that's kind of weird. And so also a lot of other content creators don't want to criticize somebody like Hasan because Hasan's community is hyper aggressive. They are very vigilant. They will go out and make tweets about you and accuse you of things that are just totally insane. Just say slanderous, awful things about you for really no reason other than you being on the wrong side of a certain issue. So that's really, yeah, find your personal info too. Exactly. Yeah, you've got more and more and more of that. And that's the big reason why a lot of his friends probably don't call him out on this. I mean, and maybe some of them agree with her. They think it's not happening. But I'm sure, like, why is it that nobody's ever criticized this outside of, like, you know, the people that are around, like, kind of like my circle, I guess? Well, the reason why is because they don't want to be victims of that type of harassment. And I think this is something that happens on the internet as a meta level thing. This isn't something that Hasan has a monopoly on, but a lot of people don't criticize larger creators because they're afraid of getting attacked by their audience.
That's okay. I messaged 2 people about LSF. I messaged Nick Polam and I messaged Asmongold. I asked both of them, I was like, hey, I don't really use Reddit a whole lot, but like, do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea if I respond to a post and be like, oh, I understand where you guys are coming from. I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry. I should have definitely like spoken about it differently. And both of them reassured me that it's a good idea to not, because I know they're like, they're Reddit people. So I was like, they both said, they're both very nice, and they both said, yeah, don't respond. It's not a good idea. Yes, Asmongold and Nick Polam, because I know those are like the 2 people that I know like participate in Reddit stuff a lot. So I got some 2 people.
Is really sad.
About LSF, I messaged Nick Polam and I messaged Asmongold. I asked both of them, I was like, hey, I don't really use Reddit a whole lot, but like, do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea if I respond to a post and be like, oh.
Yeah, but how many people did she DM though about this currently going on? How many people got DM though about what's currently going on over there in Palestine though?
Oh my God, bro.
I understand where you guys are coming from. I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. I should definitely, the day, it is my fault for not being aware enough, and I apologize to my community. It was probably so hurtful, and so jarring. I'm under a rock, and that's my fault. So, I think everyone, including myself, should be more aware of, you know, what's going on in the world and what people are saying. I just like, it is my fault at the end of the day. That is my fault. Literally no one's fault but my own. I'm not aware enough, and that's on me. Ray, you're a good role model still at this point. I don't think so. I don't think I am. I think I have a good job of recognizing when I do mess up and accepting that and being okay with it, but and it's all good. It's all like, I hear you guys. I see you guys. You're right. You're so right. And it is 100,000% my fault for not being aware enough. And I need to be more proactive in being aware of people and what's going on in this world. Listen, guys, even when it's happening to me, it is 1,000% okay to hold people accountable for actions and mistakes, okay? I think that the biggest discourse is seeing, like, I feel like the community is split. Like, some people are being too harsh, some people are not being harsh enough, and it's like I see you, okay? It is a good thing. And because of that, I was able to do like a deep dive. I was able to leave my rock and see and be more aware of it. And, you know, I need to be more aware.
And then you're letting it happen. Like it definitely makes them look bad. I mean, anybody that thinks it doesn't is like totally delusional. It absolutely does. So yeah, and especially because like the story has changed, and also like it's going to be demoralizing. Like, what are the orbiters saying? I mean, are they trying to like run defense for this too? Because like at a certain point, like at a certain point, is it affecting him numbers wise? I mean, he's lost a lot of followers. Yeah, I mean, if I pull it up, let me see. Can I look at it? Give me a minute. Where is it?
All right, welcome back, everyone. If you're just joining us, you did miss some exciting stuff because Starship successfully deployed its second ever payload, 8 Starlink simulator satellites.
Not so good.
And now we're expecting the relay of a single sea-level Raptor engine in space coming up here just after T+37.
Not so good at
so
all.
About a minute left to go.
Yep. Just
So,
a little while. I think we're
yeah,
tracking
I
to
mean,
37
you can say nobody cares, but some people care.
seconds or so.
There's at least some
So we
people.
should be
Will he
just
ever
about
recover
a
from this? I
minute
think
and a
he'll be
half
fine.
Again,
Honestly, like
as
I think he will
Amanda
be
just said, we're
fine.
gonna relight one of those.
Like, she basically apologized for messaging me, right? That's pretty much what it was. And I think that honestly, the biggest mistake that she made is that she didn't message me twice. I do. Because she should have messaged me and asked if she should have told the community that she messaged me. And if she had done that, I'd have told her no. I would have. I think this is an own goal for her. It definitely is. And so anyway, and the thing is that, listen, her community, everybody, see, like, I don't view streaming, like, I'm friendly with people in streaming, but I don't confuse myself and delude myself into thinking that a lot of people will not, obviously, I would never want and expect a person to, like, you know, put their career at risk or to do something that would be bad for their community just for my ego or to make me look good, right? And so, like, I don't take this personally. I don't get upset about this. It doesn't bother me. I'm not mad about it, etc. And so that's really it. Tectone predicted you would have said something like this. Well, I don't know if he did or not. I'd have to go back and look. I can look at it after this. But yeah, I'm not mad about this. I don't really care. I think that it's funny, if you want me to be honest. Not in a way that I'm laughing at her misfortune, but in a way that it's just like, man, what a ridiculous situation, isn't it? It's crazy that this just keeps getting worse. And I find it to be, honestly, this is extremely vindicating for me. It's very funny because a lot of people that are like this, that are in that orbit, like to virtue signal about how bad I am, right? And, oh, I say all these horrible things, etc. Then they're tripping over themselves to defend something that's obviously bad. And I think it really just goes to show, right? I mean, it really does go to show, doesn't it? What are the odds of that? Did you see the games? Which games? I don't know what you mean by that. Who subverted? Yes, they're like. And the thing is that people that lie to you, you can't trust them. You can't trust them. It sounds like it's a stupid thing to say, but it's not. Because a lot of people think that, oh, they only did it this one time. No, you only noticed it this one time. And the rest of the times they've been doing it, you didn't even know it was happening. And so whenever I see people lying and making up like this, I think it's funny because it's what I've always assumed, right? You get tired of being right? I mean, I'm wrong sometimes, but I've been right about a lot of stuff, man. I really have. And how long do you think a CollarGate is going to last? I think that with something like this, it'll probably transform into something else, if I had to guess. So right now, it's one thing, and I think over time, it will probably evolve into being something else. So it's not that big of a deal, and, you know, like, maybe people might not care that much about it, but then it will probably, you know, exacerbate into something else. So anyway, let me go back over. Yeah, hopefully it ends when the song quits. Well, I don't think Hasan's going to quit. I'm sorry to say, guys. I don't think so.
No, putting them in a confined space like this together is a good idea, but we're about to see very quickly, she will most likely recognize, she will very quickly learn that that's probably a mistake. Because if she keeps pushing Fiona, Fiona is going to bite. Oh, there we go. Good job, Fiona. One thing I will tell you, I've seen her. Kaya is really funny when she's scared. Being scared, but it gives me anxiety. Maybe it's me. No, I want her to bite her. What do you mean? That they had to chop it. I know Fiona wants out. She's not getting out, though. Fiona snaps at her, she'll just go and like run away. Run away like a goofball crying. It's the funniest thing on the planet. She needs to learn. See? See? She wants out.
Children.
Did you see that? I want you guys to see what happens when she actually gets scared. It's so funny.
How do you feel about the Israeli support you were doing before? It is funny for me to see all this happen and to see these people tripping and falling over each other to try to defend this behavior. I think it's going to continue, unfortunately, and I think that to the extent that it does continue, you will have all of these people increasingly damage their image, which is the only thing that they care about, and I think that it will have a lasting effect. I think people will remember this, people will keep bringing it up, and even 2 or 3 years from now, they might not want to hear this, but it's going to be true. 2 or 3 years from now, people are going to make YouTube videos and talk about the fact that you did this, and they're going to remember it, and people in the comments are going to remember it, and they're going to on you for it, and they're going to say this bad stuff about it to you for it, and there's nothing you can do about it at this point because you've already decided to position yourself in this way, and that's it. And also, by the way, think about all of the bad things that I've done. People still remember all of those. Think about all of the bad things that other streamers have done. People still remember all of those. Do you really think this is going to be so different? It won't be. Camera and hop on a high horse. Yeah, people in general don't like being talked down to. They don't like being patronized. They don't like being talked about as if, you know, they're some kind of like, you know, idiot or something like that. They don't like having that happen. So for them, you know, this is, and I think this is the big issue why a lot of people get upset about clips like this or anything else. It's because whenever something like this happens, it is an insult to the intelligence of every single person in the audience whenever you tell them that they are so stupid that they can't see what's in plain sight. And that actually, no, the answer isn't the obvious thing. It's this convoluted web of lies that seems to change every day with ever receding and changing facts based off of who's telling the story. And at a certain point, there's just a disrespect that goes to your audience whenever you tell them and you talk to them that way. And so that's really I think that's the real issue, right? That's the real problem. That's the core of it. Somebody goes, "We have one more hostage left." Guys. From the fridge to the TV, Kaya will be free. So look at his chat. The Mossad bot group. All your haters and all your enemies and haters are still files. My guy, stop giving your haters what they want. Why are you still talking about this? Can you get to the point and just provide the model? Bro, this is really not good, huh?
Straight up used in
She wasn't wearing a collar. They're illegal in the UK now. They are photoshopping the collar. You guys need to stop. This has to stop. Please. You don't have to do this to yourself. There's still time that you can step away. Please stop this.
Doesn't have the same energy for people that he knows.
Because they weren't convicted. And you shouldn't be calling them as if they did the things that they're being accused of. I think he's really, like, I mean, this is the thing. I mean, this is honest advice to Hasan. The fact is, and this is the case with me too, we are getting into a position where he and I are both very, very successful in our careers. He is very successful, and I think that I am too. That is also a problem, because people will see people like us say something, and they will try to dissect it and figure out a way that they can sue us. Hasan needs to watch out by saying this random stuff and going off and coming up with these names about people and saying this stuff, because eventually you're going to run yourself into a defamation lawsuit. And it doesn't matter how many Twitter orbiters you have and how many people you ban in chat. Whenever you're sitting there in the courtroom being accused of defamation or lying about somebody, it's not going to matter whether there's side going on. It's not going to matter whether, what his dad did. It's not going to matter any of these other accusations. What's going to matter really is this person took money from it or something. It's ridiculous. And you're gonna and I think really he should look at really, I mean, he will not admit this publicly, but take a step back and think about it. Do you think that you handled the dog collar thing very well? I think the answer to that probably is no. You really didn't. And I think that the way that you've dragged it on and everything else, you've brought other people into it as well. This has not helped you. And it's been bad. And I think that one of the reasons why is because it seems very clear to me that Hasan is unable to accept any degree of fault, ill behavior, mistake, even a very small one. And I think that what that's going to do in a long enough timeline is it's going to get him into a lot of trouble. Right now, it's just internet drama. He shocked his dog, memes. The memes are funny. He knows they're funny. Everybody knows they're funny. If you keep doing this and saying this stuff about people, eventually you're going to run into a problem legally. I think it's obvious, and he should know that. He's been having a bad time. Hasan has been having a very, very bad time. I mean, he shouldn't have. The thing is that it is, I mean, to a degree, I mean, he has spread so many lies about people. He has been complicit in misrepresenting people so many times. And now it's finally happening to you, at least in your eyes, it's happening to you. And this is, imagine how other people feel when this happens to them, whenever you do it to them. Like, really, I mean, it's karma in a way. And honestly, whenever it happens to somebody, I'm the most empathetic streamer. Everybody knows this, but I can feel bad for him on a personal level, but on a larger scale, I can be like, well, this is what happens whenever you, man. That's what happens. It is. Do you think that the most vicious, personal, and hostile forms of hate that I've had leveraged at me over all the years has absolutely been from Hasan's community? And it is not even remotely close. 100%, his community has been the most toxic and hostile. And again, if somebody else wants to give their opinion on this or whatever else, that's fine. But when you have Dr. K saying this, you have, or at least indirectly, you have Ludwig saying this indirectly. I mean, come on, guys. What are we doing here? I mean, how many points on a line or on a graph do you need to make a line? Yeah, that's it. It's the left overall. It is. It's left-wing people overall, and I think that his community is a conduit for that. And you're right that in some ways it's guilt by association. And I think in some cases maybe you're right. Maybe that's not necessarily fair to him because it is guilt by association. But I think that other left-wing communities, like for example, Destiny's community, has been hostile to me, but they have been. Destiny's community is a lot different, and I can't speak to. I know Hasan and Destiny have a lot more personal, friction than I and Destiny have really had over the years. I would say, so there's not really that same level of animosity, but when Destiny's community attacks me, they attack things that I say. When Hasan's community attacks me, they attack who I am. They come after me, my lifestyle, my appearance, my parents, stuff like that. And that's Destiny's community. Now they attack your family. Yes, exactly. It's personal. Now, whenever you talk about Destiny's community, I think that they're much more oh, but you said this and you said that. And maybe you think it's a bad faith interpretation, but it's generally based on something that's said, not personal, right?
I'm going to go watch Zagrar, much better stream. Yes. This is a stream where I can drink water without having to chase it with a soda. If that's a unique experience for you, and you find that to be a superpower, then this is not the stream for you, my man. I also take showers daily. Took one just before this broadcast.
Maybe
I do find a lot of this to be repulsive, and I do think that the average person, like, I'll keep it a $1.50. If Asmongold had the same level of scrutiny from the same dedicated smear campaigners that I have, or even a fraction of the attention, I think he would be ritualistically humiliated on the timeline. Now, obviously, he is incapable of feeling shame. That's why he constantly promotes the fact that he doesn't shower, or even hypes up and embellishes how little he cares about drinking water, for example. Like, he's exaggerating. Like, he knows that that's like a marketable position for a lot of the people that also exhibit his lifestyle, that spend every waking moment online. Okay? He likes it. He likes when people go crazy over this stuff. When he says, like, oh, I'm not showering because it's my evolution or whatever. Okay? The reality of the matter is, he's been able to carve out a place for himself without actually getting a lot of scrutiny from the broader public. Most people don't know who he is, but people online who spend every waking moment online do know who he is. You're better than doing an ad hominem, man. Brother, an ad hominem would imply that I'm name calling him. Nothing I said about Asmongold so far is something that he hasn't divulged himself. The reason why you think this is actually like name calling him is because you also are kind of embarrassed by the fact that your favorite content creator or someone that you frequently watch has horrible hygiene practices that he unironically presents and promotes as a positive. His response was, I don't talk to. He's also, I saw a clip yesterday where he said, you won't talk to him. You've reached out though. So he's just straight up not telling the truth or lying by omission. No, he is just straight up telling his audience an alternative version of events. There has never been a moment where I have refused to talk to Asmongold. Okay? Anytime, any place. So one must ask the question why he routinely finds different reasons as to why he won't talk. And when you're questioning that, you should also question why he consistently presents me as a danger, one that needs to be prosecuted by the government, and how that matches up with his supposedly pro-First Amendment values. Yeah. Why would I be worried about talking to Asmongold when I was literally supposed to debate Charlie Kirk? Part of the reason why he won't do it is because, one, I think he would be embarrassed. And the other reason why he doesn't want to do it, I discover and I have normal relationships with these other communities, then their fan bases will be much more charitable to my worldview. And God forbid.
He's right. He's absolutely right. But this has been the operating principle that people like him have used in order to suppress their opposition for the last 10 years. The problem is that now that it's happening to him, he views it as an issue. But when it was happening to other people, it's about keeping the community safe. But when it's happening to you, it's oppression.
Maybe even change their perspective.
Mm-hmm.
But that's it.
Bro, you killed my favorite podcast to protect people from your blast radius? Well, I mean, yeah, I don't let anybody have to tank any of my, like, you can ask any friend of mine ever, like, have I ever asked for any support on any issue ever for anything? And the answer is never. Never, not even once.
Hughes' problem is unrelated to you. Yeah, I mean, I'm not very familiar with what happened. I'm just talking about my own principles that I oftentimes repeat.
Yeah, you're getting isolated because people think that the viewpoints are problematic. It's actually pretty simple. Like, there's not really a whole lot to it with this. It's pretty obvious, right? I mean, like, people, like, it's the same as, like, me. Like, I mean, Hasan and I have extreme viewpoints on things. We do. We have extreme viewpoints. And a lot of people don't want to involve a brand that they've built up on the internet with extreme viewpoints. That's it. It's literally that simple, because like if you bring somebody like me or somebody like Hasan on your platform, you are, even if you don't take a side, there's enough people on the internet that are radicalized enough to think that you are. And that's the reason why he doesn't get invited to stuff. That's the reason why I don't get invited to stuff. It's because we say crazy, and that's the cost. And again, it's not like I'm going to stop saying it, but that's just what's going to happen. So now everyone hates him because he's a dog. Well, I mean, remember the Trash Taste thing happened before, and like Trash Taste even came out and like roached out on Hasan too, even though he's personal friends with a number of them. And the reason why is because at the end of the day, it's a business, and I say this all the time. It's a business first, and friendship second.
You and Zach actually agree on many issues, but you will never know because it's more lucrative to y'all to talk about and around each other instead of directly to each other. He's getting not really talked about Asmongold, despite the fact that he's the largest political content creator on this platform for the past couple of months. In the process of me not talking about Asmongold, I'm willing to bet that he has done at least one, if not 3 videos a week about me, Asmongold. Okay, tuning into this by way of like Asmongold or whatever, and is watching Asmongold would that. Asmongold is Asmon said police should use lethal force. Why people actually hate Asmongold? Violence, and he used a clip from Asmon when he half-sourced it from this at the time. Yes, this is Asmongold confidently saying, but it's like, this is for Asmongold, and people are gated into oblivion by Asmongold gamer chairs while they watch Asmongold every
That was just in October, guys. It was just in October, okay? Yeah, we haven't even gotten through. They have no loyalty to anything other than their ideology. They have no loyalty to any group of people. They have no loyalty.
What's their ideology? What's their ideology? What's their ideology, man? What is the ideology of the World Economic Forum? Brother copes so hard about being significantly less intelligent than somebody known as Roach King? Are you talking? You're saying, okay. This is one of those things where you're like, you should probably be embarrassed to say that. I'm not necessarily a very intelligent person. I say it all the time. But like in a lineup of like normal people, if you were to bring both of us up and be like, this is a brilliant guy, you got to listen to this guy. I don't know. Chatter is the coworker that you guys basically avoid at the lunch break because he constantly is wanting to show you all the different memes that he sees on the internet. Look at him coping, dude, in real time. It's gaming o'clock. You're a little late, bro. I didn't realize we're at 7 hours. What do you think the World Economic Forum's ideology is? OS paradox?
I know Asmongold's hygiene and other personal life habits are weird, but to have to apologize just because you spoke to him, because your fan base got like triggered or whatever because of it, is so weird to me. I don't know what he did to have to get this type of treatment. If anyone knows, let me know in the comments, because I'm genuinely confused on why she had to make a whole apology and why your fan base would be so upset with it. People also called out that she acts like Hasan too, But Asmongold later makes another point that these other people want to act like he is so bad of a person, but also try so hard to defend someone who has done way worse things. The CollarGate drama has also lasted a long time as well, which he talked about. And usually Hasan can get a break between dramas, but I think this, like, for how long it's been kept on, it's been about a month or around that. I'm not exactly sure. But I don't know when it will end either, but I just wish change would happen. And as he makes the good point of saying that it might roll into something else, like something bigger, or just roll into the next drama, which I could see as well, as, of course, Hasan gets into dramas a lot. But I feel like the defenders will get exhausted at some point as they're having to, like, work overtime to defend certain situations, or people will just start making videos on the people defending them as well, exposing their bad past or exposing what all they have defended. The thing about being an orbiter or a defender is people are probably going to be adding you and your input that you might not truly agree with or mean into their videos and then tearing you apart. And, you know, like, I would fear everyone's videos coming out and being like, wow, I might just be a part of some more, like, I might get more, like, traction against me for bad reasons and negative attention because of what I said towards Hasan. I don't really care that much, or I don't really... I think he was kind of low-key bad, but I didn't want to say that specifically. And the Tectone comment was brought up again in this section, and on top of being a serious allegation towards someone, if he's lying, he is making the word and, like, the whole type of thing mean less, because that's what false allegations do, because they make, like, the word or accusation mean less in the next situation, and also makes his word and everything mean less as well. And I get more into that later. Hasan's behavior of, like, false allegations and stuff like that continuing could result in him being sued. I feel like he hasn't said much towards H3H3 Productions and the H3H3 podcast because of this factor and possibility. Like, I don't even like putting these words like ites, isms, ists, phobes, whatever. Like, I don't like even using these words because they've been so overused, and people, like, don't really understand the definition of them at all. They've never experienced the true actions of those. A lot of these people that claim these words or use these words against people use them for, like, the softest and smallest reasons, and that has to stop. You cannot be using, especially ones like the R word, where, like he's trying to say towards Tectone. You have to stop. You're not only hurting yourself in your future and, like, a whole possible legal case being built up against you, but you are, like, really affecting the word. And it's so, like, women a part of his community, and just not even just women, because, you know, it happens to men too. Victims of that stuff should have to come up against him and say something, because he can't be saying this stuff. You can't be saying these false allegations, especially because, like, you've already ruined the other ists and phobes. You can't ruin that one. That is a way worse action above all else. If that's like me calling him a file or whatever. Although a lot of people are calling him it because of, you know, his association with Diddy, or they're calling him the Tectone-ist. And I'm only saying that because that's how, like, he describes Tectone. I have no other, like, word to use. I don't want to say, like, grape, you know. I don't want to say those type of words. It's too close. It's just disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting behavior that isn't talked about enough. And also, it's kind of the fault of these platforms as well that I can't say these words. Because at the end of the day, I also have to, you know, I have to make my way. And I also have to be on the best side and be the best boy. You know what I mean? I hope people understand. And it's just a sucky situation. But hopefully it gets changed in the future, because there has been changes recently made in the past year on YouTube. And maybe there'll be more in the future. But anyway, on to the next segment. XQC versus Hasan. Another big name in the conversation of CollarGate has been XQC, and here are his clips.
People that watch us, maybe that's it, I don't know. But either way, like, his community is extremely toxic, hyper aggressive. They love as soon as somebody.
Well, it's simple. You can simplify it in one word. Then they're radical. They're radical. The man is radical. He has radical ideologies, and he waters it down to not being radical. He goes, "Oh, guys, it's okay to think these things. Oh, guys, let me make a joke about killing people. Ha 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 ha. This is not radical at all." And now he reads manifestos. People have some sort of sympathy for them. People start to feel for them. People start to name examples. The two people got killed at the museum or what? Read some manifesto. People saying heart. People sympathizing. Turns people. It normalizes radicalization of people. These people are radical. You understand? So when something pops off, what do you think? What do you think comes out? What do you think? There's their automatic behavior. They're radical. How's that hard?
Is
at the beginning. This guy's cooking. He's cooking nothing. Why would he cook? He's more critical. I don't get it. Because he wants to use his platform, quit a narrative, and he want to control the narrative and be a guy that puppet masters the whole thing.
Like doing commentary on the internet is just like, oh, these are the Reddit threads from some of the most like schizophrenic people you've ever actually encountered. This is all it takes for me. He said you hide the bad stuff
because he feels in control. He feels like all the people that are orbiting him, all his LA people, are all like within his grasp. This is what he feels like. He feels like whenever he does when he's here, all the LA people are all under him in a certain shape or form, right? They're all here, and he kind of controls them a little bit, at least to a certain degree when it comes to the speech and the other with what he takes. And when one goes out of the enclosure, right, and he can't tase them. Whenever somebody does something that isn't predictable and isn't trying to do, and he can't Zeus lightning bolt one tap them, he goes, guys, this is gonna be a video. I cannot believe it, because he thinks that they should all be on his side all the time. It's fucking weird. Like video about Ludwig. He said, oh no, guys, I wasn't controlling the narrative. Oh, Ludwig had to do an apology. Ludwig had to make a new video. Ludwig had to delete it. Ludwig probably had to quit politics as a whole. Ludwig quit his entire channel because he could make videos that doesn't agree with it. It's weird.
And because of that, I was able to do like a deep dive. I was able to leave my rock and see and be more aware of it. And, you know, I need to be more.
Now do a deep dive in the Hasan CollarGate. Can you do a deep dive in that? She did a deep dive into Asmongold. Now do a deep dive into CollarGate for a minute, maybe.
Aware. At the end of the day,
people that don't train their dogs think that like any kind of command over your
okay. I'm moving on to this chat. Guys, it's my last comment about this. Okay, it's my last comment. I swear. If you're somebody who goes to school and you're blind, the dog, it has a place command. It sits under or next to your chair at school. It stays there. That would be a use of why you have this. You're a streamer. Nobody gives a shit if the dog walks around. There's no form of need or safety or whatever that you've argued on why the dog has to sit in place for 8 hours. Unless it's because it's a prop. Otherwise, what else then? Is there landmines in your living room? Is there tripwires? It's right there.
Trained with that and of zapping, and which was they moved away from the initial conversation, which was that like she didn't even have that collar on to begin with.
She didn't have it. Then what is it wearing then? Okay, then I gotta be honest with you. The only way to get out of this new lie, which is honestly already disproven, find this collar then in the room. You're gonna have to show it. You're gonna have to show it. I don't know what to say anymore. Guys, I've tried to be charitable with my takes. I've tried to look at possible. Then you gotta show this not collar that doesn't exist thingy, I guess.
Go, just stop.
From the sources you want to believe it from, and that's why.
Dude, chat. I was in the partner lounge. I was on my Steam Deck and I was playing Hades 2. Okay, I was playing Hades 2 on my little machine. Okay, and next to me, there was like, well, I don't want to be weird to Hasan people, but I think he was like, I don't know who it's something Hasan worked with or whatever, and a lot of other Hasan's friend, and they were in a little like round table or the little sofas, whatever, and they were all talking. Okay, I heard my name twice, so I know they're talking. And I thought that, oh no, they see me, but I noticed I was literally behind a plant like in a movie. Chat, I am not lying, I swear. Okay, it was two little sofa zones. Okay, as I was playing on my game, I was sitting like leg squats. I was playing like this, and I was literally behind a big plant. It was perfectly lined up so that nobody could see me. And I think it was funny. I think they were talking about me. It's all good. I don't care. Like I said, I don't care. It just, it's something you see in like a high school drama show. You know what I'm saying? Obsessed. I think people are obsessed over the fact that how about Hasan just say, "Yo, I zapped it." I mean, I think if people will move on. If Hasan ever had addressed it with a modicum of honesty the minute it happened, people would have been. And I don't care what you say. People would have been over this faster. They would have been over this within 2 days. And I'm gonna make a really weird comparison. And then it's gonna sound weird, but don't get mad at me, okay? Genuinely, I feel like the whole internet kind of moved past like Charlie's death, like faster than they are like Hasan. Like that's the magnitude, because it just keeps on it just doesn't want to be honest. He's dragging it on. People saying that it's the weirdos that are dragging it on. No, he's dragging it on himself. If he had just case open, case closed, okay, moving on. No, that's it. It's done. It's just, guys, I zapped it. Boom, done. You'd be done with it. It would have taken 2 days, 3 days, and anybody that would have went after him after 3 days would be a weirdo, would be obsessed. But how can you call anybody obsessed when he keeps saying the dumb? Now, it gives everybody a shield to keep being obsessed, I guess. What were the main things that Hasan was mad at me back in the days, way back, that caused me and his bridge to be burned? What is the #1 thing that he brought against me as why we couldn't be friends? The fact that I didn't moderate my community when it came up to his name, come up in the chat, when his name came up, that I didn't moderate it. I did moderate. I did. And it wasn't bad at all. The worst people were getting is Hasan's Biden. That's crazy. What about his chat? What's in his chat? What's in his comments? It was 20x worse. But I'm the one that's wrong. That's why, dude. That's why these bridges are nothing. So you say, oh, you bring your bridges. Buddy, these bridges are made out of dust. It's nothing. It doesn't sit on anything. It's just control. That's what it is, buddy. It's the last bad thing about Hasan today. I'm telling you, okay? But the reality is, okay, is that if you do something wrong, right? Would you like to see your friends defend you in a ways that which they're gonna catch flack? Do you want your friends to be in the wrong because you're in the wrong and leave them out to dry? Lame. Hasan is leaving all his boys, all his orbiters, go out there in indefensible positions. He's putting them on hills that he knows are losing hills, and he has all his boys out there getting clapped because of what? Ludwig mass canceled because of what? Because he won't say, guys, the caller can shock. He just want, so he's gonna let his, he goes, oh dude, Hasan is Ludwig is being such a bad friend, whatever. Buddy, he's not the one that's being put on a hill that he cannot win. Are you kidding me? That is, would you not be mad? I'd be so mad.
Shut up.
If you left me on a hill that I can't win, I'd be, nope, guys. Hey, I'm not part of this. I don't know what I'm talking about. That's not a friend. You're a loser.
Racist, as a matter of fact. Okay? And not a single person spoke.
Guys, I don't want to be a nerd. I don't want to be a nerd, okay? But Hasan thinks that diminishing somebody for the color of their skin, if it's white, isn't, and then he makes something that is either a religion or somewhere you're born into racism. I feel like Hasan needs to maybe, I don't get me wrong, open up maybe a book. I said it. I'm rude today. I'm gonna say it. I think maybe perhaps it's time to get a book with actual pages, made of paper, and actually read a few lines of that book that would explain the differentiation between religion, ethnicity, race, you know what I mean? Country of origin, the distinction in between those terms.
I don't know. I'm just here to make sure the dog's okay. Oh, thanks, man. I can't tell if there are actual people who like still believe that there is severe happening, or they're just like, because I'm sure like in the first week, people got
oh, severe. Is that Chaz? Is that the new daily goalpost? Is that even if in a world there it would be considered dog, it wouldn't be severe one. So even if you in the world where you would squeeze me on this, I mean, I wouldn't be squeezed because it's not severe, so we're chilling.
People got firmly invested in this narrative that I was like my dog, but like there's 0% chance the people who are still spamming it in the chat are like unironically thinking that like there is dog happening, right? Like white people can't be that delusional. There's got to be like bad faith at this point. I'm sure there are people are still trying to spread it. Yeah, they're just pushing it. It's a joblessness for the most.
Wait.
There is dog abuse happening, right? Like white people can't be delusional. There's got to be like bad faith at this point.
Okay. Well. Guys, what could anybody say if you just proved it? I don't get it. What? Nobody could say anything.
It's been known that Hasan and his fan base are radical, mainly from just the political violence alone. You can know this, like the political violence comments that Hasan has made. And also, you can of course see it elsewhere. Also, can you all understand him, by the way? I've been listening to these clips for a while, like XQC clips due to the iDubbbz and other situations as he commentates on other stuff as well. Do you all understand what he's saying? Because it can be really difficult, I feel, for people that are just now listening to him. But to go on, it'd be insane to think that Hasan's own orbiters don't like him as well, which I thought was a really good, important story to talk about. Because at that point, why not leave? Because that is a huge piece of information. But if you're at that point as an orbiter, why not just leave? I feel like some people in real life politics and in Hasan's sphere feel stuck being near these type of people and himself for whatever reason. But maybe in the future we will see a whole revolution of some sort. That would be very interesting. Could you imagine a Hasan content cop equivalent, but it's just a bunch of his people going against him? Making statements and stuff and showing proof? That would be insane. Maybe that would finally end his time on the internet. I could bet that Hasan is actually really worried about this as well and really upset in the back behind the scenes, because he's a guy that's really into control and stuff. And if he admitted he shocked his own dog, he wouldn't even get banned. So I don't know why he wouldn't just go ahead and admit it. He can defend his use of shock collars and stuff, and I mean, either way, the animal control and stuff like that, we're gonna get called on him anyway. So, I mean, he can also just make a response saying, I'll do better with my dog, I gotta kind of chill out with my power issue, I'll go to therapy, and stuff like that, and actually make change. But instead, like I said earlier, he just gets mad and calls you schizophrenic and all these other words. I was about to say something. Call you schizophrenic and stuff like that because of you don't agree with them and you're wrong and you deserve to be canceled. You're an ist, you're a misogynist, you're a racist and all that. Sure, buddy. Why not? No one can really stop him either because no one bans him. So, no one can really stop him unless a whole lot came out against him, I guess. And these segments are going to start getting a little shorter of my commentary, mainly because I don't want to repeat myself or bring up the same points, as my add-ons of some of these clips would be around that, because some of the same things are kind of brought up, or I could add on the same things as the last segment or whatever. So I'm just going to try to add on or talk about some of the newer stuff that's brought up. It is kind of odd to me that people can say you can't be racist towards white people, though. Whenever by definition you can be, and he has been in the past. He was in a clip earlier. That's like me if I was talking about a black person or trying to stereotype a black person saying, never mind, I can't even do it. Hasan can, though. He can do it because it's towards a white person saying Becky and oh, your chihuahua does this and that, but I can't. Never mind. XQC brings up some new and good points that seem pretty refreshing, and so do all these people. They all have their own different points to bring up, which I really like and appreciate. But let's go to the next section. Tectone versus Hasan. Tectone is someone that Hasan has brought up, calling him a person that doesn't care about consent, the R word. Some people refer to it as the food grape, and his family apparently have done this in the past, or they have a history of it, if you know what I mean. And also, I don't know if that's true. Tectone made a few videos on his porch and in his yard talking about the situation while also being active on Twitter, but I think he's recently took a break from streaming, as he talked about it, I think last month or something like that. I think he's taking a break, but I'm not completely sure. But I haven't seen many clips. I haven't seen any clips actually of him at his setup talking on stream. But here are the clips.
Hasan is a man who went live, electrocuted his dog on stream in front of 30, 40,000 viewers, And his community is so much like a cult, he was able to look them in the eye, say, no, it didn't happen. And they all believed it. People debunked that immediately, and they said, yeah, well, he sure is so handsome. I don't know, I believe him. What the? How do you associate yourself with this man? How do you support this man? Is it because he invoked the word of Palestine? Oh my God, you care about a dog being electrocuted? There's genocide in Palestine. Congratulations, you have taken something that has absolutely nothing to do with anything and said, because there's something worse going on somewhere else, every bad action that happens here doesn't matter. I believe the fallacy we're looking for here is the fallacy of relative privation, which means that if something else bad is happening elsewhere, nothing here matters because there's worse things happening elsewhere. I'm sorry if I see a woman get punched in the nose. I'm not going to say, oh, I could call the cops, but what about those Palestinian kids? What are you talking about? Like, oh, what? What? And then people say, well, Hasan, he gets his dog roses and candies and treats, so he couldn't have been mean to his dog. Cats can also be taught tricks too. It's really not hard if you just get. Now, Valkyrie, for whatever reason, decides to defend Hasan and say that Hasan's such a great guy and Kai is such a great guy. I don't know why there's so many people worrying about this when there's going on in Palestine. There's a Jesus, I guess me losing a leg isn't so bad after all. I'm so tired of these virtue signalers, buzzword promoters, just saying, I think the bad thing is bad. Guys, I think is bad. Look at how much of a good person I am. Guys, I think it's bad. Shower me with praise. Wow. We all understand that is bad. We get it. You don't care. These people don't care. The only thing they care about is being seen as a good person. And when somebody tries very hard to be seen as a good person, and this is going to be the moral of the video. Actually, no, I'm not going to spoil it yet. People who try to be good people are some of the most dangerous people. Guys, the world is what started off as a simple Hasan issues an apology and swears to treat his dog better in the future and maybe not use his dog as a prop, has now turned into one of the biggest coordinated cover-ups in Twitch history. Hasan's like a mafia boss. He's like a boogeyman to these people. Has anybody heard from Ludwig? Is he dead? Has Hasan shocked him enough to where he can breathe now? I can't believe that this will soon blow over if it hasn't already blown over. And nothing will happen again because they are telling you that your eyes are lying to you. And they want to move on so bad. And the worst thing is, people will. Scary times right now, guys. Scary times.
I say that the overwhelming majority of collaborations were positive back in the day. And now the overwhelming majority of collaborations are forced upon people with drama and with like sometimes severe allegations being used as simple drama. And while people were clout chasing back then too, because that's just like a normal aspect of how these things work, the clout chasing was still controlled through this social mechanism, this social enforcement. Like, I do not think that there would be a tone style content creator back then, or if there was, I don't think that they would have had any, like, everyone should be like, no, that's like every content creator would in unison come out and be like, dude, you are gross, get out of here. Nowadays, there is like an environment for that. Nowadays, there's an audience for that. I think COVID played a role in this. It made it also, it made it so that, I mean, people make a lot more money now too. Yeah, it's become this weird, like reality TV style situation. Twitch used to ban partners for harassing other partners. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's actually a good point. I forgot. Twitch used to literally ban partners for harassing other partners. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that right now? Think about that. That would be like 90% of top content creators would be banned on the platform if that was still enforced to any degree. But it is emblematic of all of America. Everything works. Everything's fast. Same reason as to why America. Please fucking go back over there. Go England. No, Jesus Christ. Don't worry, Elon and Doge will fix all this. He needs access to all of our finances. It's just...
I think it's so funny to think that he's got neighbors that are having to overhear him talk about like this type of stuff, especially whenever he gets loud in one of those clips. Could you imagine your neighbor just talking about like Palestine really loud? And he is right. Just because something is happening elsewhere doesn't mean that we can't criticize everything else. We can focus on a few things all at once, okay? Like we can't just hard focus on something. I do hate that Hasan pushed the narrative again against Tectone and blame him for TwitchCon being bad. Because there's a whole other issue regarding like a woman by the name of Emaru and the situation she went through. She's a woman streamer who had someone try to forcefully kiss her during TwitchCon, which is a in-person event where you see your favorite streamers and stuff like that. And that's a whole other story and issue of its own, and you can't force Tectone into a topic like this because like I don't see how he's relevant to it. This woman got kissed by a fan, not another creator. And where's the proof that like Tectone ever did anything wrong? I wish that there was like a website or maybe a pinned Reddit post or something I could go look at and be like, oh, this is what they're talking about. If there's like a certain video made by someone that I could look at that's good and you all could let me know, then like do that. Because like there's certain people that talk in this situation, such as Miskiff and Destiny, who I completely like, I'm not showing their opinion. I'm not going to even look at their clips because they are... One, Miskiff is just really sketchy. He's just been through so many allegations and stuff in his past. And then you also have a situation with Destiny, who apparently had a bunch of CSAM material. And I just don't even touch their clips. I don't care what they have to say because why would I listen to them? Why are they still online, in fact? But again, like, where's the proof that Tectone did anything? And if there is out there, then sure, he won't be in my future videos. But I feel like if he did something wrong, he wouldn't really be able to talk online. Hasan brings up how streamers used to get banned for harassing each other, but he forgets that he is a harasser himself, and he would be banned in a day. He would get banned in probably the first hour or two of his stream. He harasses and talks so down upon his own fan base and calls like these other political people like all these names. He would get banned in a day, but he has so much biasness towards him. It's been proven in the past. Although I do like the points that were brought up, and seeing Tectone enjoy like, you know, the backyard and the front porch at night makes me want to go outside myself. So thanks for being a good example. Go outside, y'all. Enjoy the dark nature because where, you know, it's like wintertime and all that. H3H3 Productions versus Hasan. Of course, these two were talking back and forth, as during like most of my videos regarding iDubbbz, you end up seeing a H3H3 Productions versus Hasan, or, you know, stuff like that. You see segments like this often, where they talk back and forth, as they are both, like, sworn enemies. Used to be podcast co-hosts, which is insane to think about. But, of course, Ethan talked about the situation. So first, here are going to be the screenshots of Instagram stories and such. One of the posts says, imagine, one day I'm sitting at my desk doing my live show as usual. Suddenly, one of my dogs laying behind me, it tries to get up and walk out of frame. I scold my dog for moving. While I reach across my desk, my body language indicates that I've reached whatever object I'm aiming for. At the exact same time, my dog yelps out in pain. I show no concern for my dog. The opposite, actually. I continue to fume at my dog for moving. My dog exhibits fear and returns to their spot. Now, Anissa, iDubbbz, Taylor Lawrence, Mike from PA, and every other S tier or bad tier Hasan meat writer across all social media. How do you suppose they would react? And this is a good point, like basically saying what if the roles were reversed onto me. And of course, even I would, you know, scold Ethan, of course, like I said. If you have stuff against him, or if he's done stuff bad, and even before in the past, I thought he should have been banned off YouTube for stuff that he said in the past, because he said some absurd things about, like, tax and stuff. Like, in this situation, Hasan, all of them, like, Ian would have a hour-long video, probably more, against Ethan Klein right now if that was the situation. He would have a video like mine against Ethan Klein so fast that it'd be unbelievable. Because, like, you know, it's just the whole if roles were reversed situation, and it's completely unfair. It really is. Ethan would be banned off of Twitch. He would probably have a strike on his YouTube channel, and, you know, stuff like that. There would be so much backlash towards him, but since it's Hasan, for whatever reason, he gets defended. H3H3 also adds on another Instagram story saying, Hasan could stand in the middle of 5th Avenue and shoot somebody, and he wouldn't lose any followers. And it's also showing off the video that Hasan made titled "Someone Lied to You," where I think it's like clips from his like Twitch stream where he debunks everything about the dog. Quote debunks, I should say. His response, his poor response. H3 also has another story saying, look, I know me and Hasan don't like each other, to put it mildly, but the decision to retweet this is really disgusting. And it is a tweet. There was like a whole subtopic regarding some other guy, I don't remember his name, between like what happened with H3 and Shredder, his old dog, which apparently passed away. This was a whole talking point that was kind of, I skipped over it. Hasan retweets a quote tweet. The original tweet says, this man killed his dog by feeding it too much cheese, lol. And I don't know, like, the whole situation with that. I really have no idea. He made several responses to it, but I haven't looked at it. I guess that's my bad. Y'all can let me know in the comments if he is right or wrong. Next is like the retweet itself is a quote tweet to that tweet saying, Ethan Klein tried to blame the vet for failing to explain to him that you shouldn't give a Yorkie handfuls of pre-shredded cheese every single meal, or with every single meal, and showed a clip here. So basically Hasan is saying that he killed his own dog and stuff like that, and this was a whole ongoing situation between H3 and some guy named Ryan Beard. You all can give me the down low on that. Anyway, there's another post saying, on a separate occasion, you can see Hasan reaching for the shock button because Kaya was sitting in an uncute way. She immediately responds as soon as he reaches over, exactly the same as the original clip. He loses his train of thought and has to restart his sentence. There was a tweet made by Awk20000 saying, someone on the H3 Reddit found a quote free Kaya Hasan _ Piker subreddit post from over a year ago. There was a free Kaya post on Hasan's subreddit about a year ago, lol. It doesn't show the person's name, I'm sorry about that, but anyway, this guy named DJ Inselman 97 says, what's up with Hasan always getting upset with Kaya not laying down on her bed? Why can't she just wander around like any other household pet? At least every house pet I've ever had. And it was from a year ago, and that's pretty interesting. Yeah, dude, it's archived, but it has 0... I don't know if people were downvoting it, but it has 11 comments, but no, like, upvotes. I don't know if it's because it's archived and they couldn't, like, find that data, but that's really weird. But the Reddit post adds on saying, sorry if this has already been posted out, but I haven't seen it anywhere. This is hilarious to me. This post is from November 20th, 2024, and it looks like it didn't get much action. Shocker, lol. But it's still up, at least for now. I know Reddit can be weird about cross-posting stuff or whatever, so I'll put the link in the comments, and mods can delete it if it isn't kosher. That's actually kind of funny to say, if it isn't kosher. What? Anyway, H3 says himself, remember who they are, and he quote tweets or not quote tweets, but he posts on his Instagram story a tweet from Harley Mornstein saying, this shot caller has been the perfect litmus test to expose which streamers are liars and not to be trusted. And I think that's true. All of these people that defended Hasan are immediately, like, kind of, like, on the weird side to me. And can someone tell me, like, what Ludwig is saying? Because at first he was like, oh, that's 100% a shot caller. I don't like to be, like, I haven't talked to XQC in forever. And then he's, like, talking about how he got hate. And then I thought he, like, rolled back what he said towards Hasan in the shot caller situation. I mean, you can change your opinion, but it was just weird. But he said, like, he deleted a video from, like, 2 years ago because Hasan's fans, like, brigaded it because it was poking at Hasan. Then there was also, like, he was like, I haven't talked to Hasan in a while. XQC says it himself, that they haven't talked a while as well. And he was, like, upset, like Ludwig was, that he was a part of this or connected to it because they had a previous connection. But I can't remember if he keeps saying, like, on my mother's life or whatever, which is brought up in the H3 segment here. I think I've probably shown it. That's such weird and childish behavior to say, oh, on, quote, my mother's life and stuff like that. Like, quit saying that stuff. You're not even supposed to say it. It says in the Bible you're not supposed to swear on stuff like that, or at least on, you know, himself, on, like, on God and stuff like that. I mean, like, I didn't mean like I was saying the phrase. I meant, you know what I mean? It says not to do that, and people have been doing it. It's become a new like thing. You gotta quit saying on XYZ life, on XYZ. You know what I mean? Stop saying this. It's so weird and childish behavior. You all are grown adults saying this type of stuff. Like, just make a statement. Just be honest. Just be 100. Quit doing all this extra weirdo steps. Ethan shows a tweet made by Hasan where he quote tweets Pop Crave, another popular Twitter account that talks about news, that says Border Patrol agents shot a family's dog in Texas after they went inside of their home to look for migrants. The dog passed away. Then he quote tweets saying the DHS secretary shot her puppy and wrote about it in her book. Cops kill 10K dogs a year, and a decent number of people who support all of that think I use my dog because she sometimes sleeps behind me for hours and believe I zap her to keep her there. They don't care about animals. It's actually kind of insane that he makes it about himself. He makes a lot of stuff about himself. The Charlie Kirk death, Border Patrol agents or whatever, killing dogs. Ethan says, it's not about caring about dogs or animals, we all do. It's about the ease with which you lie, which should rightfully disturb people, and using Kaya like a prop for your set. Nice deflection, though. It really, yeah, no kidding. And now here are the clips.
On top of getting drunk, we've also decided to combine responsible activities. I got the exact model that Hasan has allegedly been using on his dog, his sweet, innocent, beautiful Kaya.
I just saw it and I was like, oh God.
Okay? And we are going to go through this and prove to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that this is the one he's using. And further, I will be strapping this to my neck.
Oh God.
And feeling what that poor dog went through.
You don't have to do it on your neck.
I don't know if Denims would be able to keep herself contained if she saw
Tamara
that.
said yes, he does.
Say what?
Okay, never mind. Apparently you do need to do it. So.
Well, I don't think it'd be... So I know Tamara tried it on her arm, but I don't think that's the same thing.
Same thing... Well, no, it would definitely hurt more on your neck.
But that's how I'm trying to sympathize with the animal.
Are you guys comfortable with that?
I'm not. I do not. No, I'm not comfortable with that.
The dog has like big, thick fur. You would just be on like.
Well, I'll start very low.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what?
I'll start very low.
Have fun.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You know what, Ethan?
Back to you. Yeah. Thank you, Dan. And anyone else, by the way, who wants to, who's drinking and wants to try this on,
because you're Jewish,
be my guest.
From Kaya, England. Please just go. Just stop. Commemorative mug I got from England specifically for Jesus. My niece said they all say gay now and the R word. I'm shook. Wait, what do you mean? That's never stopped. That was the case when we were young too. Hey, out. Place. Kaya, place. Go. No, place. Enough of this madness. Look. People have never stopped saying gay and R word. It went away, then it came back. Really? It went away?
Are we serious?
Coordinated slander campaign?
Are we being for real right now, bro? It's the pro-Israel lobby that force you to electrocute your dog. I told you Kaya was Mossad. I meant it. He's been planning this since day one. He goes, oh, I magically got gifted this dog from Craigslist. The Mossad are crazy, dude. They've been planning.
Wait. Wait.
Yep. Think about it.
They put the world's most expensive dog breed.
Yep.
For free on Craigslist.
Yep.
Target it towards him. He sees it. Gets the dog. The dog has been pre-trained to be terribly behaved, and so he feels the need to get the shock collar.
Right.
To counteract her bad programming.
Yep. And then the dog exaggerated when she gets electrocuted too.
Right.
It's like, oh, Mossad.
Plus the whole October 7. I mean, come on, you guys.
That's crazy.
You guys.
It is so wild that happened October 7th. It really is such a weird coincidence. It's October 7th. Yeah, people are dubbing it that. Yeah.
Of course, this pro-Palestine people say something like this and it's like, all right, what are you gonna do?
It's not because you're pro-Palestine that people are angry at you. It's so pathetic,
guys,
dude.
Zach, put the conspiracy music back on right now. Somebody said this in chat, and it seemed like maybe it was a joke, but I had to Google it. Benjamin Netanyahu had a family dog named Kaya.
No way.
No way.
I don't buy it. I don't believe it. What?
I'm not kidding.
What?
Wake up, people.
Damn you, Jews!
Wake up, Ethan.
2015. Benjamin Netanyahu's dog bites visitors. Kaya. See, this is...
Bruh.
This dog could have used an electric collar.
I'm starting to believe. I think he was set up.
You get relocated.
Why shot?
Yeah, I don't think there's a reason.
Boom.
Now he does nothing but move it out of frame.
Yeah.
Hi, Jack.
Whoops.
He's such a liar. Wow. What a Weasley little liar.
4K, they say. You know, the kids say 4K, they say. 18K, 16K, they say. You ready for 16K, Dan?
I have been caught in 4K.
As long as it's not 3Ks.
So as long as it's not 3Ks, send all the Ks you want.
With 3Ks. Cotton 480p, exactly. Cotton 120p, sucker. So anyway, now that we've got this basically pinned from 1,000 different angles, I think the reason why he's using this electric collar is because I think when this happens on his stream, I think he really takes it like personally.
Mm-hmm.
Like he feels that it's
embarrassing.
It's embarrassing that he is not seen as this perfect dog trainer who with perfect obedience. Like he's really into that image for himself. And I think he's just really taking it so seriously with this dog, you know.
But also, it's like, what kind of standard are you setting for your dog to live? I don't understand. Like, she needs to be in that exact spot for hours.
If she likes to get up and roam and then go back to her place, why keep her on camera the whole time? Just don't put her on camera.
But why is that a problem if she goes and comes back when she wants? I don't understand that. You're home.
Well, let's say, okay, yeah. I mean, there might be, if some dogs might have behavioral issues where they go and they chew on it, or maybe they'll pee on stuff, you know. But I don't.
He's had her for a while now.
Yeah, but I don't
I feel like if he's this strict, he should have a dog sitter while he works. Like if it's that important to make sure your dog is trained all the time, just have someone else take care of your dog while you work.
Right.
I think that makes the most sense. The fact that he doesn't do that is so weird to me.
The other reason that you said would suggest that she's really not trained at all then. If she can't roam around because she'll chew on his stuff and go pee and all that things.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, somebody's saying that like highly trained, certified service dogs have the need for this type of training, right?
Is she a service dog?
No, of course not. She's not a work dog. She's not a service dog.
She's a streamer dog.
She's a pet, yeah. And by the way, I've been in this room. There is like a whole large part of this room that's not in stream. He could easily put her bed there and never be embarrassed by her disobedience. So this is all of his excuses so far in this order. First, he said the paw got stuck.
Yeah.
Then he said he was reaching for his zins. Then he said she wasn't wearing a collar. Then he says it's a vibration collar. Then he made the argument that electric collars are actually okay even if I was using one. Then he says the dog is spoiled. He said it's Israeli propaganda. And finally, where we're at now is that it's the gate. It was the gate. So we have explored a total of 8 possible excuses.
It is what it is. I know. It is. I know. It is.
You know what's funny? I was comparing Hasan to From Software. You know,
why are you saying From Software?
Pirate Software. That's the company that makes
From Software good. From Software good. Pirate Software bad.
Yes, Pirate Software is who you're.
I was comparing them to Pirate Software, and what's interesting is they both had a second puberty as well.
Yeah. Right. The voice changed.
No.
Yeah, I mean, but it has definitely
Pirate
pushed way past like.
Despite being a huge cringe lord, I seem to remember when we did the deep dive on him, is super into animals. He has a ferret rescue.
Oh,
remember that? It was like super cute.
I don't remember.
He has like a whole like ferret terrarium, or I don't know what you would call it, and he has a 24-hour live stream for them.
So he has some redeeming qualities. He likes animals.
He likes ferrets at the minimum.
Do they have shockers? Are they violently executed?
You know what? I don't want to vouch for him too strongly, so I don't know if he's the type of guy who would put shock collars on his ferrets. But
we can't rule it out. They're just too similar. It's just going to be all about.
Yeah.
It'll be.
Yeah.
But then, Pokemon 2 days later makes this tweet. This episode was supposed to air as usual, but staff refused to upload it out of fear it caused drama and also posted the statement without my approval. Sad face. Sorry, guys. We'll talk about everything on this week's episode and go on a hiatus afterwards to restructure. Respectfully. Listen, I don't.
Right?
It doesn't stress. What staff? They're making like these executive decisions. What crew? They're putting out statements. They're refusing to upload. You didn't know? What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not buying it.
I mean, if they
It's
really did
also
have an employee go rogue and post that without her permission, that would be
But then why
her
didn't they
right
upload-
to be upset about that happening.
Absolutely, but then why wouldn't they just erase it and upload the video?
Because she wrote that original statement, obviously,
Yeah.
and then got backlash from Hasan's community, and now she is throwing a fictional staffer under the bus as a way
It's
to
also
get out of it.
the
Respectfully, no hate, Pokey. I'm not trying to call you out, but
no.
I feel like there's a decent chance that's what happened.
Never.
The last sentence is really kind of crazy for me. The also will go on a hiatus to restructure.
It's been a traumatic thing. Like, they need to take a break. Because I've seen this happen to Son so many times. When any of his perceived friends go against him, he calls them.
Yeah.
He texts them. He's done it to XQC. He did it to Mizkiz. He did it to Ludwig. He did it the other day to Charlie. After he saw his videos, he's like, you know what? I'm texting him. So he for sure messaged or called Pokemon and like chewed her out hard for this, right? Because that's how he keeps everybody in line. But anyway, no hate to Pokey because I'm sure it's a super awkward situation.
Yeah, for sure.
And was very
and they're just trying to
timed.
They're trying to navigate it like anybody.
You know, it's fine. Do your thing, girl. You know what? You sell the cookies.
You sell those cookies, girl.
Girl, you decide the price on those cookies, man. Let the market decide if they're worth it or not. I say.
It's cool to be a soundbite, I suppose.
Guys, there's a video here that I want you all to see.
There's also zero evidence of shock collar. You know, this one piece of footage here shows, this one tiny piece of footage shows here that there seems to be something on the back of the collar that we photoshopped in to look like a piece of tape.
Don't just believe an out of context clip, because that's what a lot of you guys are doing. It's like you just see a clip and you see somebody misrepresented and then you just believe it. And you say don't believe your eyes. Yeah, exactly. Don't believe your eyes. Believe actual journalism.
No, it wasn't confirmed Hill Kid. It was confirmed that it was a vibration collar, or that the dog had a vibration collar, not even that he used it. That's just what the dog has.
Then Hasan got canceled, but he cleared his name. He literally debunked it. He showed the collar on stream. Like, what more can be done?
Or like editing his picture and turning in contrast where he showed the collar to be like, no, look, he put tape over it.
I can't help but notice that it's the exact same people who have spent the last 2 years calling me and my wife baby. I hope for some people, seeing how shamelessly they lie right now to protect Hasan, lying about what we know we saw with our own eyes, like it's irrefutable that he used a shock collar, that if they can lie about something so stupid and it's so transparent, I hope that to some people, you can understand that they would be lying about me and Hila for the last 2 years. They're capable of it, and they would do it, and they have done it. So, I don't know. If you've been someone that has listened to one of these people talk about how big of a Zionist me or my wife is, I would urge you to maybe just take a second look. Thanks.
I wish you got this angry at Ethan Klein. Why the would I get this angry at Ethan Klein? Ethan Klein is irrelevant. Of course, I'm going to get this angry at people who present themselves as leftists in my community and use every waking moment being annoying. I expect better from long-term community members. Yeah, Ethan Klein is washed and irrelevant. Who gives a about Ethan Klein? He has lit his own career on fire because he wanted to defend genocide for 10 years, and now is actively trying to change that image to the best of his ability by being like, I actually didn't spend the last 2 years defending genocide. Everyone was lying about it. Who gives a what that lunatic has to say?
Trump was potentially going to use to potentially put pressure on Jordan's king to try and take in more Palestinians, correct? I mean, that's what we've heard from Trump over the course of the past few weeks, is that Jordan and also Egypt should...
Did you see yourself catching that Jon Stewart stealth stray? That was funny. I did not. This thing is... This got overheated. GoPro's overheat so fast, man. Yeah. Like it or not, black people care about the border. Man, black people care about the border. I don't give a f black people care about. The Democratic Party literally is going to lose, even if they don't lose, move the country to a significantly more right-wing position. Oh, black people care about this, black people care about that. Like, shut the f up. That's not how politics works. I hate that. I hate this, like, shield, okay? I hate this idiotic shield, okay? Oh, well, Hasan, how dare you? Like it or not, black people care about this issue. It's like, it's such a f***ing stupid stance, okay? It's such an idiotic stance. Nobody operates like this, okay? Black people don't operate like this either. Stop using this as a f***ing shield.
Despite physicists like Taylor Lorenz and Sasha Gray telling us that there's no human tools that can cut a small screw. The evidence is and it looks like we can conclude that this man has electrocuted his dog and has been electrocuting his dog. Now, you want to face the facts or you want to walk with the sheep, that's up to you. But, you know, as they continue to double down on this lie, let's keep calling it out because they look dumber and dumber and dumber. And I do think that this is a good representation of who Hasan is as a person. I've been saying for a long time, this guy as a matter of just operating, he will never admit to being wrong and he will never apologize because he believes that that is just weakness, right? And so you find himself really in a pickle here of his own creation because if he would have just owned this from day one, this thing would have blown over by now, like easily, right? But we've got him. He's a liar. He's always been a liar. He lies about political opponents because he thinks that it's morally justified to lie and slander people if they are political opponents because it helps his cause. In his mind, that's what he thinks. And this is obviously not something I subscribe to. I think it's evil. I think it's disgusting. I think this is why people believe that I've supported side and the fallout from it. So yes, so here he is. He's a dog electrocutor, and let's just keep. I'm here, baby. I'm gonna keep looking. I'm gonna keep watching. I'm gonna keep you guys informed. You've just been filled in. This is Philip DeFranco.
No, it's not.
Saying, tell me what you think in the comments. Did he electrocute his dog? Let us know.
I got close-up pictures of the shock collar on my mother's life. I didn't see prongs. I'm pretty sure.
What's with Ludwig swearing on his mom's life? I've noticed he does that. Like, bro,
it's a common thing, but
I would never swear on my mom or anybody. I would never swear on anybody's life. I don't play like that.
Are you afraid that
I'm not even superstitious?
What does it even mean to swear on someone's life? What does that
I just
mean?
think it's disrespectful.
What does it mean?
Strike them dead if you're wrong.
Yeah.
Lying.
Swear?
Yeah.
Yeah.
On them? Swear?
Strike
on
them dead if you're lying.
I also want to point out this is why we lost game one. He's wearing a Dodger hat, and this clip I believe came out the same day we lost game one.
Bro, take that cap off, phony baloney.
I know, dude.
So he goes, so the first clip, he goes, on my mama's life, I swear on her life, that he was wearing a shock collar. And now he's like, I swear on my mama's life, it's not a shock collar. She's dead no matter how you cut it. You've just condemned her to hell. Nice job, Ludwig.
Yeah, so swearing on your mother's life means that your mom will be killed if you're lying.
Yeah.
That's really intense, man.
That's what I'm saying. I would never do it. People go, swear on your children's life. I'd be like, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not even, I'm not even going to joke about that. I would never.
No, you're supporting it? I'm not. I don't support that my father is at times. I don't support that. I'm not. I don't support it. Period, the end. But I still love my dad and I'll go to coffee with him tomorrow. But I don't support that.
I'll tell you, if I ever caught my dad being homophobic, I would kill him.
I would slit his throat.
It's the only appropriate response because I cannot have people on TikTok mad at me. I will kill my own father if he says one gay joke. That's it. I'm on your guys' side. Trust me.
Yeah.
And then I'll kill myself. Double murder.
Or even
suicide.
coming in contact.
I can't live with the shame.
The world is not as black as white as everyone thinks.
Like, okay, girl, cool. By the way, I noticed Valkyrie has a bunch of swords on her wall too. Any of them have swastikas on the hilt? Just asking.
No, that'll be her anniversary gift.
That would be her what?
Anniversary gift.
Sweetheart, I want you to have this dagger with a swastika on the hilt.
That's a swastika.
She's like, oh, this is the Indian peace sign. He's like, no, this is from Nazi Germany.
No, keep it.
Shut up, Dan.
You're the duker.
Hey, no people food.
Chat said
Get that away from him.
It's very salty.
Yeah, get that away from him.
Yeah, that's not good for puppies.
Spit it out. Spit it out.
There's dog hair in my mouth.
Out.
Yeah, I gotta get rid of this.
Hey, place, Ethan.
Vietnamese refugee, we have endured suffering under the communist regime, and we believe that.
Okay, you, dude. I mean, seriously, you, old lady. Shut the you stupid, idiotic old lady with your stupid gamer headset. Who is you harder, America or Ho Chi Minh? Suck, old lady. Dude, yo, fuck this refugee, okay? Seriously, fuck this South Vietnamese and whatever, like Christian supremacist psychotic refugee living in America now and able to talk that shit. Why don't you go back and live in South Vietnam in the same conditions, if that's your perspective? Be careful, be careful. No, I hate these people, dude. The recent report on Asia and Asian-related news has been horrible. Wait, you think I'm anti-Asian politics because I think the Supreme Court decision... Wait, what are the things that I did that were anti-Asian? Is it Shine? Is it because I said the Sheen factory conditions are actually not in the way that they're representing it when they did that PR marketing? Is that what you're saying? Dude, I'm sorry. There is nothing more annoying to me. First generation, second generation, third generation Asians who are dogs to white people. You are literally barking for white people. Shut the up. They do not give a about you.
The part where he looks up at the top camera to see if the remote has been, like, seen or whatever in, like, the stream has been made a meme recently and shows how he is guilty of this. Bringing up all the excuses is also a good move. I feel like you can really take down people like Hasan with a list like that alone because it destroys their entire argument. I forgot to talk about the subtopic of Pokimane and Hasan as well, and just to quickly go over it, Hasan went on Pokimane's podcast, but before the episode released, all this stuff happened. The production team then canceled releasing the episode, making a huge statement. She gets really upset and says that she's firing people over it because the production team made this statement themselves, which I'd be kind of mad too, but for a whole different reason. I'd be mad because you'd probably get the most views that way. That's why I'd be upset. I'd be like, bro, this could have been a hit if you just like let it release. But it would have been, but of course, like, you think morally and ethically, like, yeah, we're not going to release this episode, but, you know, that's what I'd be mad at. It would have been a better opportunity for their pockets, at least, if she did that, but I don't think anyone should be fired for it, and it does seem odd that she didn't have the final say. Unless they did this on their own, then, like, there should be no reason of firing. There should be a good talking to, but people are saying that she openly lied. That's what they talk about in the H3 podcast as well, saying that she is basically a liar and that she made that post, but she got in trouble with Hasan afterwards, got scolded by him, and is now having to, like, backtrack on everything. Hasan tried to say that H3 was irrelevant and washed before in the past, and he says it again here, but he is more relevant now than ever, as he really did have an impressive comeback. People don't talk about it enough that H3 really did have an insane comeback story, from being a YouTuber that everyone hated, everyone thought should be banned, to being a YouTuber that everyone at least is like, okay, well, you're kind of valid for that. It's been ever since the iDub situation. After that, it's made a whole new spark for him, and maybe he was fine before that as well, maybe a little bit before that, but I'm not exactly sure. Another clip that was shown in this segment was Kaya being forced to go to a No Kings protest, and you can see that she's really hot, and she's panting and very tired in the car, and the H3 community found this, and I guess we're talking about it. But why would you bring your dog to a hostile or at least very negative environment? That just seems irresponsible, you know what I mean? Why would you bring a dog to a protest or to anything like this? Of course, I'm not saying don't take it out on walks, but what are you doing, you know what I mean? That just seems really wrong, and it seems irresponsible as a pet owner. But to end this segment off, I've always really enjoyed Ethan's thoughts on this stuff too. I always really enjoy seeing the clips. I never watched the H3 podcast. I probably never will again. The last time I ever watched something on the H3 podcast was Papa John. The Papa John interview. That's the last thing I watched. Other than that, I've just been watching clips. Maybe if there's another content cop and they do a live reaction to it, maybe I'll put it on in the background or something, or if they have an interesting topic. But I'm not subscribed to them. I just haven't. But yeah, pretty interesting. The People versus Hasan. This will just be a section of extra people's thoughts and comments on the CollarGate situation. First, we'll go over the screenshots. You can see that actually Elon Musk, on top of already talking about, you have JD Vance and Elon Musk talking about you on Twitter, commented a laughing emoji, crying laughing emoji to be more specific, under a meme of Kaya shocking Hasan instead. There was also some weird cringe dialogue between Hasan and, I think, Elon Musk, where Hasan just says something so stupid. He's the most exhausting human being. Having to be a political person, you're just immediately asking, yeah, I want to hate my life and make it as difficult as possible. Anyway, Los Polos adds on again. I talked about him in my last video, I think, regarding this, and he'll be in the clips as well. But he quote tweets Fearbuck's tweet that says Hasan Piker says the backlash he's been receiving is a coordinated far-right pro-Israel slander campaign, like I talked about earlier. And it shows, of course, the quote from the Instagram story. He says, "This is so nasty. Try to fool and manipulate everyone by making up that the reason people hate you and want your dog rescued is because they're, quote, right or, quote, pro-Israel." He's literally using the deaths of thousands of innocent people as a way to defend himself. Sick human. And now here are the clips.
Hey everyone, so I bought off Amazon today the exact same shock collar everyone says that Hasan shocked his dog with, bought. So let's see, I cut off the prongs that came with it with my Dremel, put electrical tape over it because it looks like he did electrical tape over it, and I don't know, it's pretty sus, man. Hold it up. I'm trying to hold it exactly how he did. All right, you might have to mirror it because I think his is mirrored. I got a little baby hand, so if my hand doesn't exactly fit his profile, you'll have to ignore it. Ignore the birds too, they're a little clingy. But it looks exactly the same, bro. Look at that. And then from the right angle, in the shadow, no reflection, you could totally say it's all one piece and there's no electrical tape. Then you take off the tape. Matches up. Exact same. Look, there's the prong, there's the other prong, there's the charger port. I think on the older one, which is the one he has, or maybe it's just because it's worn, this screw right here, either the paint wore off so it became silver, or it was just unpainted in the other one. But exact same thing. Dude shocked his dog just to have her stay in the same place for 4 hours on stream as a money prop. Hasan, you're a piece of
coordinated far-right pro-Israel slander campaign. Okay. So, okay. If you're going to just, no matter what happens, you can do whatever you want and then just say, oh no, the people, they're just haters. They're pro-Israel. They're this, they're that. Oh, why do you care about a dog, but you don't care about a... That's all I've seen for the past 24 hours, bro. Is him and all his fans making excuses and hiding behind... So you're just using a thing that has nothing to do with the dog to prove what? I truly believe, I think that Hasan is the worst thing that ever happened to Twitch. I think he is arguably the worst streamer as far as like what's, what people should be taking in on a daily basis. And now added to the list, I now think that he is an animal because there is no reason to shot collar your dog in that matter, bro. If that was me, and all these people were saying that I was Tino, you know what I would have done right there, bro? Right there on the spot, I would have taken Tino's collar off and been like, look at this. What are you talking about? But no, he didn't do that, bro. He did not do that. And not only did he not do that, he didn't do it later on. He waited till the next time he went live, bro. Now, guys, that is the equivalent. That is the equivalent of someone shooting someone in the leg. Okay? Let's not even say a thing, bro. Let's just make it comical. Let's say it's a machete. Okay? Let's say someone machetes someone's toe. Right? And there were, all these witnesses, right? All these witnesses saw it. They're like, dude, you definitely macheted that guy's toe, bro. You definitely did that. The dude leaves, comes back to the crime scene and is like, dude, what are you talking about? I don't have a machete, bro. What are you talking about? I don't have one. Like, that's literally what happened, bro. There is no way to prove this. Because he didn't show the collar. So he left the crime scene, he shut the stream off, and now it's over, bro. And now, it's just, dude, what? Just the collar, what? What, dude? Dude, he could have bought a new collar, he could have that collar, he could have taken the prong. Dude, he could have done 100 things. That's not the point. If all you're saying is, dude, look, he showed it. You're
in their desperation to prove Piker is not his pet right in front of them, his audience has latched onto a misconception that removing the terminal posts from the back of the unit is somehow impossible. Ignoring that Hasan's brother, Murat, lives in Los Angeles as well and is an aerospace engineer for Boeing, videos online from people well acquainted with the use and operations of the RX-090 warn against over-torquing the contact prongs when attaching them to the terminals, because the terminals can be broken this way.
Finger tighten in the beginning, and then tighten them down just a little bit with the Allen key. Don't over tighten them because you can break those metal posts if you really reef on it, which you don't want to do.
This is by simply using the plastic hex head wrench that's included with every educator collar's kit. Likely, it's an intentional aspect of construction to make sure the longer variants of terminal posts break away. If
For instance, the collar is jerked too hard or the animal strikes its neck against something, instead of transferring that energy into the animal's skin, muscles, or even its windpipe. Piker also suggests that the unit is for tracking his dog via an AirTag, but that is not a feature of the RX-090. In fact, the AirTag device Piker shows on camera is likely the Sankala silicone AirTag holder or an identical product. The slight difference in the shapes of the arms between the advertised unit and Piker's unit is likely simple deformation of the flexible silicone attachment rings.
So I'm on break at work right now, so I look kind of chopped, but Hasan Piker fans are actually rabid animals. My DMs are full of people threatening to assault me, dox me, calling me Amber Heard as an insult, saying that I am using propaganda and I'm being paid by YouTubers that I also hate. Yeah, it's crazy that I called out Hasan for tourism and misogyny and being basically a passport bro, and I've got people calling me like a conservative in my DMs and just saying I'm spreading propaganda, and that even if he did these things, we still need him as the face of the left. But yeah, Hasan fans straight up got me demonetized, and this is coming from someone that used to be subbed to Hasan. I was giving that millionaire money because I was an idiot. So yeah, maybe let's cool it with the threats, because I don't really think that's helping with the misogyny allegations. That would be great if you could stop threatening to murder me.
Dogtober 7th.
Hasan Piker dog.
I was like, what?
Here's the thing, though. If you're going to constantly virtue signal and be a leftist, the left loves dogs. I love dogs.
I mean, the right loves dogs more than the left loves dogs.
Everybody loves dogs. Everybody loves dogs, to be honest with you. But you can't virtue signal and then be zapping your dog for not being in your stream. Like, what's he doing that's misbehaving?
You need to zap that.
The dog just caught its nail.
Nah, you need to zap that dog. Hey, Hasan, barbecue that, bro. Put him in the barbecue. Zap that dog, Hasan. That dog was acting up.
Yeah,
you don't gotta zap your little pigeon.
Yeah, I don't. I would
You gotta
never.
just grab that. If you got a behemoth like that, you gotta zap that dog.
Hasan is a behemoth.
Zap that dog. Zap that dog. Zap that dog. Zap. Hey, Hasan, do whatever you need to do to handle your candle, my boy.
Sounds like a TV game show.
If Beethoven is acting up, zap that dog. What are we gonna do? Zap that dog. Yes, zap it. We don't judge other cultures. He's from Turkey. He's from Turkey. They don't have animals.
Yes, they do.
They don't have house pets. He doesn't know what to do. He thinks it's a cheetah. He's not American. He doesn't know how to be an American yet. We have to institutionalize him, teach him. Until then, zap that dog. He thinks he lives in a zoo.
No.
He's from Turkey. They're dumb. They don't know what to do with animals. He thinks you're supposed to pile it up into a shawarma machine. Leave Hasan alone. He got a ceasefire. This guy made the ceasefire happen almost single-handedly. He can't electrocute out of a Beethoven.
One dog, bro. It's one dog.
Dog. I can't believe that y'all are giving Hasan for literally trying to help its dog learn.
Nah, dude, you can't be zapping that dog. He ain't even doing nothing.
He got a ceasefire.
Yes.
He saved human beings.
Yes, millions. He's nice to us. I like the guy.
I'd be totally fine if he had one of them
tasers.
Yeah. I'd be fine if he had a anytime the dog gets a little out of the frame on screen. I'm okay with that because he got his ceasefire while y'all sat in your you sat in your
got the ceasefire. We was just out there.
I know.
Yeah, come on.
I know. Killing dogs. Yeah. Leave Hasan alone.
He's a nice guy.
He's a good guy.
Handsome.
Okay? Dog was acting up. I saw that dog acting up, sympathizing with those right-wing podcasters.
Yeah, it's got a right-wing dog.
Why don't we believe, everybody's saying, oh, he took off the zap part. You don't think that they sell a zapless dog collar?
No, they do. Dog collar.
Yeah, I know they do.
Yeah. It's called a dog collar. What? A zapless dog collar is a dog collar.
No, it's got a little vibration.
Yeah,
Put that on your little dog. have a good night.
Is it the rectal shock collar?
Yeah. You can have a good night.
Fire, dude. That
Y'all
would
never
be
did
fire.
that. You never put a vibrator in your dog's.
Yo, get your dog excited.
Yeah, exactly. You never tried to reward. All you're doing is punishing. Dogs work with reward. Give it a treat.
The simplest of solutions, okay? This is what you would call a unobtainable item. This is flyers. I know, wild things for everyone to own. Have you ever seen one of these before? These devices, Mr. Newton?
No, never.
No? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put that on the prong. So you can see I'm holding it right there. Now, what do you think the odds are that I have enough grip strength to do this? With one hand. One hand. They're basically impossible to do. What do you think?
I'm going to give you 20%. With one hand?
20%. One hand. Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
What happened?
It's done.
Are you me, Taylor Lorenz? Okay, I'm not going to do the other one because I think I can salvage this one, ironically, by soldering the piece back on. But let me go get some hockey tape. We can solve this mystery once and for all.
What's funny about the dog shock situation is seeing all the perfect moral high ground LA slop tubers and streamers have to defend Hasan because that's one of their own. And Pokimane cancels a podcast with him because she doesn't want to face any backlash because she's not a real friend and won't stand by him when he's facing controversy. Says, oh, it wasn't me, it was my team who took it down. Okay. Then post a podcast. Stop being a crybaby. Stop being just release the podcast with your friend if you're a real one. And the rest of them saying, no, it wasn't a shock collar. He taped over the shock part and it was vibrating. Yeah, what type of millionaire buys a shock collar to tape it over? They're just admitting that he was actually electrocuting his dog like a Sith Lord, unknowingly incriminating Hasanabi in the situation. Nobody's ever bought a shock collar just to not use it, just to only use the vibration feature. I love that it's animals that's taking them all down and showing that this LA cabal of slop tubers and streamers, they all pretend to be like good people. And now the domino effect is crumbling. It's all being exposed that they're really just playing a character.
Today, we're going to talk about placing a shock collar on Hasan as a form of punishment in the U.S. We're going to talk about shock collars in the U.S. This is a crazy topic. It's a topic that may get me in massive trouble. And actually, I have been away the last couple days because I believe it may actually have already started some trouble for me based on my recent tweets that I've been putting out on the shock collar incident. I've been very, very vocal about this on my social media about placing a shock collar on Hasan, that I think this is an appropriate punishment for him. And I think as a result, Antifa is already looking into me and sending their thugs, sending people after me. So we'll talk about that today on this. It's a crazy topic. It's something I'm going to get a little bit emotional and personal about, but mostly because the last couple of days have been really difficult for me, being by myself out here and dealing with some crazy stuff, possible Antifa stalkers, woke white women stalkers. This is something we're going to get into with collaring Hasan.
There's a lot of pent up stuff, I think, that's specifically towards Hasan. So I know, for example, that, and I'm not saying this is true or not true, I'm just saying that with the creators that I've worked with, one of the things that there are a handful of communities that they're really scared of, and Hasan's is one of them. I'm not saying that that's justified or not justified. I'm not saying it's true or not true, but just for whatever reason, right? And when people say, I'll ask them like, why, right? What concerns you about? And I think it has something to do with his size, his rigidity, and the tribalism of his community, right? There's an us versus them. Let me understand. Because he always escapes. Okay, this is beautiful. Okay. Always escapes responsibility. What else? I got to slow down. Maybe we're pro animals. Like, okay. Right? So animals. But there's like all kinds of animals going on all the time, right? There's like all kinds of animals going on all the time. What bothers us so much about this instance of animals more so than everything else? And I'm not saying I'm right. I'm not saying y'all are wrong. I'm genuinely trying to understand why, for the people who do not think this is disproportionate, like, tell me why. Explain it to me. He can't keep getting away with it. Exposes his true colors. Okay. So then this is like related to hypocrisy. This is beautiful. Okay, so he's like deflecting, talking about, okay, gaslighting. Okay, this is great. Okay, so I didn't feel super confident in what I was about to say. Double standards. Okay, I didn't feel super confident in what I was going to say, but man, y'all just really helped me out. So I'm so grateful. Okay. This is so good. Okay. All right. So remember when I said up here, there's pent up resentment. Okay. So I'm going to ask y'all a question. Do we live in a world where there are some people who escape? My handwriting is terrible. And I apologize for taking the Lord's name in vain. Are there people in today's world that escape responsibility? What do y'all think, chat? No accountability. Are we upset? Right? Can y'all think of anyone who is escaping responsibility for their actions?
Yeah, or I did, and you brought up him denouncing Hasan, but did you see the
him shocking the dog? Did you see him electrocute his dog? Did you see when he became a Sith Lord and his hands turned into these evil tools to shock a dog, a living animal, as a prop to become like empathetic on stream? That was crazy.
I saw cartoons.
That's your boy.
That's your boy. That's my boy.
That's your boy.
Dude,
your boy's shocking dogs.
Yeah, that didn't sit well with me. I'll tell you that.
Your boy's a dog shocker.
I didn't sit well with me. I have 3 dogs. I love my dogs more than I love people, to be honest. It was weird. I think the initial clip, the thing that I thought that was the most weird was the time lapse, the fact that the dog is in the same spot, obviously in camera, on shot. That's the thing where when I look at the whole thing, I go, oh, that's peculiar. Like, that's interesting. Clearly he wants the dog to be in the shot. Fine. But it does feel weird when he reaches his hand over. That was like, oh man, I don't know what's going on here. That's where I was like, this is hard.
I know what's going on, man.
It's hard to see otherwise. So
your friend's a dog shocker.
Dude,
I don't have any friends that shock dogs. I don't know.
This is crazy. I know you don't like the guy, but
I don't have any dog shocking friends.
So you're convinced he shocked the dog?
I mean, you could see it on camera. I don't know why this is like a debate point. I don't know why this is like a conversation.
I'm asking you.
No, I know, but like, it's so funny because everyone knows he did it, and to see like the LA circle, like his orbiters and everything. I saw Pokemon cancel the podcast that she had lined up with him because of the backlash, and seeing them try to it was a vibration collar and he taped over the prongs. What type of millionaire buys a shock collar just to take off the prongs and tape it over? You got to be an actual idiot to do that. He's shocking the dog and they're all coping, but to see his friends kind of like have to cope and justify and like buy and figure out how to navigate the cancel culture, because it's like people have been canceled for saying the N-word or for having the wrong political opinion. Animal, that's a new one. You've been in content for a long time. I've never seen animal, because people have been trying to get him banned for a while for like advocating violence and saying to senators. The one that gets him is shocking a dog. It's poetic.
Well, I think everyone has a real affinity for dogs. I like dogs more than I like humans most of the time. So I kind of can understand that for sure. You were probably pretty happy about that, probably. Just knowing.
No, I wasn't happy about it. Free Kaya. Everyone in the comment section.
Not the dog being shot.
Everyone in the comment section. Free Kaya.
Free Kaya.
We need to set that beautiful dog free. If we don't, then Brad's gonna shock him with.
What the fuck is this nonsense?
Free Kaya, everybody. Please,
don't
free
do
Kaya.
that. Well, I would never do it, bro. I reprimand my dogs properly.
My dogs.
Yeah,
are
you're a good.
well
You
behaved.
love your dogs for sure. Yeah.
Yo, you recently did a vlog with.
This is why I say this was the most self-destructive drama of the year, because people have no way of knowing if he actually shocked that dog. If he just took off the collar to begin with, showed it was taped up, or said, yeah, she wears a shock collar, but I didn't use it there, this would be a dead story. But since he's been caught lying about this collar, people rightfully think he's lying about not shocking her. Charlie's made a video on him, even Ludwig, who defends Hasan constantly, and has admittedly taken down videos criticizing Hasan because Hasan fans got mad at him.
Was, hey, I don't want to deal with the brigading from Hasan fans. I'm here to do this for a paycheck, so let me delete it.
Even he's saying Hasan is lying.
Do I think Hasan shocked his dog? I have no clue. I think he lied about having a shock collar. I think he 100% had a shock collar based off what's on my For You page. That 100% is a shock collar, as a fact. I feel like that shit is 100% a shock collar.
And what's Hasan's audience do in response? Blame it on Ethan, blame it on Destiny, blame it on capitalism. But Hasan kicks it up a level. He posts an Instagram story saying she has no idea she's the most famous dog on the internet for the past 2 days because of a coordinated far-right pro-Israel slander campaign. This guy thinks his life is so exciting. Every time he's called out on a lie, he thinks it's a political operation that's out to get him. Mossad is after Hasan. They're the ones who shut down his internet. They made him shock his dog.
Aya, please just go.
His fans also run with this narrative.
Absolute garbage. Did you compare this to the Japanese airport experience? Yeah, the Japanese airport experience is like everything works, everything is fast. Kaya, place.
Grabs the thing.
Get back there. What is this? Don't worry.
I mean that's 100% right. This one's kind of hard because it's like she's not in frame, you know? So maybe her being in frame is like a new thing. I just don't really. Oh, there you go. Now she's in frame. He adjusted his position to put her in frame. Now this is useful information.
Yeah, here, drop
and
a lot of they go
even deeper. What they found is that Politico over several years has gotten $44,000 from USAID for subscriptions. Now Politico.
Okay, switches. Okay, so he's got a different scene to get her in frame. All right. So that's obviously something that is like on his mind.
Bad actors attempted to leverage the fact that he put a small piece of tape on the back to conceal his phone number, which is like written in Sharpie on the back of the little
I don't even know where she came up with that. Like, what are you talking? When did he say that?
Vibration box as evidence that he somehow secretly modified and soldered down shock collar prongs. Something that would basically be like impossible to do, like impossible.
This what she just said is just so embarrassingly not true. Like, this is so embarrassing. She's a journalist. Journalist, bro.
Pause here to say that I've met Kaya IRL. I have never seen her in a shock collar. I've spoken to people who have walked Kaya, babysit Kaya, probably spent hundreds of hours with this dog. And according to everyone I spoke to, in 0 instances has she ever been not a single guest on Piker's Twitch stream in the years and years and years that he's had Kaya.
Again, just copy paste the same rhetoric and imagine she was talking about like Hasan's spouse. And you'll understand just how deranged this sounds. You know, you would never say that because it's like, well, you can't know, you know, just because you've met Kaya a few times or something like you can't know. You can't even claim to know. Like your input means literally nothing. You're trying to make the case that like, oh, well, you know, I watched him, you know, like for a weekend. And he wasn't wearing a collar, so you know, case closed. Like that means nothing. That's just completely valueless commentary. I can't watch another Denims video. I got to space those out. Her videos creep me out. The long silences, I just don't do well with those. And I'm not a person who needs to fill silence with speaking. In real life, if you hang out with me, I'm comfortable not saying anything. You know, I can sit there and if I have nothing to say, I can, and that kind of thing doesn't bother me. But like for some reason, watching her streams just freaks me out because like there's these long stretches where she'll just be like, you know, and she'll do that. It's like, and it happens like 50 times every stream.
There are a lot of different things that could be happening here, and I want to share a couple of hypotheticals. One, it's a shock collar. The reason why he didn't show the collar on the day that he was nervous and mentioned that it would be a clip is because he needed to figure out something in the next 24 hours so he could try to explain it the following day, and if he did it right there and then, he would have got caught. That's scenario one. Scenario one is conveniently he waited a day later, he shaved down those metal pieces, taped over it so you couldn't see the model number, he was notified that there was a vibration-only model, and he tried to make it look like that. And he assumed that people wouldn't be able to tell the difference. That's scenario one. Scenario two is similar, but he never actually used the shock collar feature, and it was and he knew people wouldn't believe him if they found out that it had shocking capabilities. That's scenario two.
Nicholas the Goat, thank you for the $5
In which case, I would
donate.
feel bad for him, but there's absolutely no way I'd believe him. Right? Scenario two is I didn't shock the dog, but the collar can shock the dog. Or scenario three is that's a vibration collar, despite everything we've seen. And even though, you gotta remember, even though everything looks locked tight, ironed out, like that looks like a shock collar to me, all right?
DeOrio.
I have no idea. I'm not the shock collar expert.
On a
So
scale
it could
from
just be
Hasan to
the vibration
YMS,
collar.
How much do you love animals? Son of my house closing got delayed until the 15th. Still got a 5-day weekend,
Oh.
so oh well.
Still congratulations, though, for locking it down. Again, though.
What's the name of the guy?
I'm thinking it might be scenario one.
Mr.
I still think despite Phil DeFranco's unbiased news coverage, I'm not convinced this is a vibro collar. I'm not.
Nice job, Ludwig.
Yeah, so swearing on your mother's life means that your mom will be killed if you're lying.
Yeah.
That's really intense, man.
That's what I'm saying. I would never do it. People go, swear on your children's life. I'd be like, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm not.
Listen, I swear on Ludwig's mother's life that I do not host a show called Ultimate Review. Dude, Dan's like, do you know that if you swear on someone's mother's life, that means they'll be killed? I swear on Hasan's life! I swear on Hasan's life! I swear on Hasan's life! Dude. All right. In slightly less good news.
Some lovely people in this section, I'm not going to lie. This is probably going to be a little underrated. Some people were like doing research in this like section and just saying the right things. Super interesting section. Kind of glazing it a little bit, but like there's some just cool stuff that was brought up in this section from people or from like a mix of a bunch of different people. I feel bad though for the lawyer and the girl getting harassed just for talking about these situations. Apparently the lawyer might be getting targeted by Antifa now, which is insane. And then also you have the girl getting harassed. And I think someone said something, I think it might have been Ludwig or it might have been someone else, saying that they received harassment for like a year and a half ever since, I think it was Ludwig saying ever since that video he's dealt with harassment. It's been like a year and a half or two just because he poked fun at Hasan. You know how insane that is? I hope it's not the same people. It might just be people like that see his posts or whatever then comment on it. But like that's absolutely insane to do, to just hate on someone for so long because they just poke fun at Hasan. The world isn't as bad as it seems though, as everyone is against Hasan except the parasocial people that are, you know, his fans, because even the orbiters are against him now, which is funny to think about. I bet that is in Hasan's mind all the time. Collar company response. The title of this segment is correct. The makers of the collar responded, which is absolutely hilarious to think about. To explain, the maker of the collar in CollarGate, known as Educator Collars, responded to an email requested about the collar. Now, we don't get to see the full back and forth, but this person apparently asked about what like collar was in the clip maybe, and they say, "Hi there. To me, that looks like the low to medium power RX-090 receiver that comes with the most of our units out of the box." And it shows the link. It looks like someone cut off the contact points and put tape over it to maybe cover up any rough edges for cutting instead of just replacing the contact points with a comfort pad, which is also shown as well. If you want to be sure exact which receiver it is, you'll have to remove the tape. And if this is real, this is real. Then this is absolutely insane. Yeah, this is just absolutely absurd. Like, to think that, like, how do you even respond to this? How do you come back from this where they talk about you? You know what I mean? It is absolutely insane. But I thought this was a deserved segment of its own, and maybe something, like, it's gotten a lot of, like, 1.8 million views, bro. Awk 20,000 is making, like, bread over there on Twitter just talking about this stuff. Jeez, man, it got so much attention. What in the world? End. To end this section off, or to end this video off, I just wish everyone would do better. But I think people like Tectone and others that are verified and use Twitter a lot are low-key kind of digging in, like, are low-key digging the money they are getting from this, as they're always in the comments of, like, Awk 20,000's posts. For one reason or another, and it could be for a few reasons: to give an opinion or talk about the situation that he's in, to also promote the clip that's being shown in a way, like retweeting it in a way, basically. But you also get paid on Twitter now, and if you get, like, you know, enough, I don't know if it goes off likes, it probably just goes off views, but if you're getting, like, tens of thousands of views off each tweet, that has to add up to a nice check. But I do wish people would do better. The situation lasted so much longer than a lot of dramas recently because he keeps lying and talking about it. And, like, he's just not being honest, and people are going to continue, like, barging him about it until he, like, does the right thing. And it's kind of nice for dramas to last longer now because sometimes they are so short, too short even, and a lot of YouTubers actually, like, Colossal is Crazy at least made this excuse. I forgot that he's a Pred Defender for Pyrocynical. Anyway, he said, like, the reason that he never uploads is because dramas go by too quickly, and I kind of debunked that, saying that there's several topics that you can talk about that are timeless. People are saying that he's hit lolcow status now, and I don't know if that's exactly the case. He's probably close. But whenever you constantly lie and make excuses, you become no longer trustworthy, which doesn't just hurt your image, but also hurts the politics you push, because how am I supposed to trust what you're saying on politics? So your whole purpose is screwed. Like, Hasan's whole purpose as a political streamer is screwed over now. But anyway, here are some memes. Billy Mitchell made a tweet saying iDubbbz' mother probably downed Tylenol like candy whenever, like, she was pregnant, because apparently that is the sign for autism now. Awk 20,000 post, LSF meme of the day, Turkish taser. And it shows Augustus streaming saying, "Stupid dog, you made me look bad on stream." And it shows Courage getting tased in the back. Next is a Sneeko tweet saying release the hostages, and it's a picture of Hasan's dog kind of looking sad. Now here are the, like, clips I found that are memes.
We'll drop the Hasan item, I guess.
Tito, God! Dude, you're being such a baby, bro. What the?
It's just kind of insane to me that, like, you know, instead of Hasan being a better person or taking all this in, like, you're telling him, like, hey, man, like, just let your dog roam free a little bit around the house. He's just sitting there like, what? But that's all I got for today. If you like this video or videos like these, make sure to like and subscribe as I make videos on internet dramas, lolcows, and more. Let me know what y'all think about this situation as well in the comments. I spilled the beans on everything I had to say in this entire spot, so it is now your turn. This will probably be just added onto iDubbbz videos next time. If this drama calms down, there isn't, like, a whole lot to talk about next time, but there was too much. I just want to make it a video of its own. I have a lot of other ideas coming right around the corner that I've cooked up, and I'm excited to start on those. Make sure to also use the new mobile-only feature on YouTube known as Hype, and hype the video, as it can help me get on the leaderboard. Maybe Hasan will notice, and if he responded to me, he could literally make a 30-second clip, and I'd probably try to make it an hour long, just responding to him, bro. Like, honestly. That's a little bit of a hyperbole statement, but still, I would make a whole video just solely responding to whatever someone said about me. So there is that. Kind of interesting to go back and forth with someone. I've done that before, but I just get blocked. Like Tipster, Like Tipster at least went back and forth with me for a couple of tweets until like he got mad and blocked me. So, but also, do you think that like Hasan watches a bunch of the videos that are made about him? I feel like he does. I feel like he's a little obsessive like that. To be fair, I'd probably do the same thing. At least skim them for a little while, and then I just get too exhausted. He's probably to the point of like, oh, I don't want to watch the videos anymore about me. I don't care anymore. Anyway, make sure to follow my Twitter. It's linked in the description below. And in the end, I'm PERK30, and keep God close.
Let's check the light and see what baby is up to. Looks like a few of the lights are out, but we can fix that later. Let's encourage baby to cheer up with a controlled shock. Let's try another controlled shock.